Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Critical Beauty. It's been a while since we had our last group chat. And tonight I'm so excited because the topic is, of course, Miss Grand International 2023. And I'm sure many of you have been following this competition, which is taking place in Vietnam right now. And tonight I have gathered some of the most fabulous pageant experts in the world. Some of them are new, some of them you've already met before, and we're just waiting for them to join the chat room. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to write them down in the chat box below, and I'd be more than happy to read them back to the viewers. All right, so I think people are joining in. Let's see. We have the pageant Empress, we have Ed Dominguez, we have Brian Javier, we have the Pageant Gurus, and Lenka and Antonia Rivadeneira. So
Good morning.
good morning, Georgie.
Am I the first one? Okay, I'm not late today, so I'm happy.
You're always very prompt, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, George.
Good morning.
I invited the pageant nerd, Roger. I don't think he has seen my message on Instagram, so he hasn't responded. So I don't know what's wrong with him. But hopefully he's watching. So I'm excited.
Hello.
Brian. Oh, Brian, yes. Edwin. Yes.
I don't know. Can you see me? Because I cannot see myself. And
there's
a lot of windows.
You're camera shy, aren't you? Yeah, we can see your profile.
You cannot see my video?
I cannot see the video. No. You've never used what? You've never. Oh, there you go. Hi.
Okay.
Love your background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like hell.
You look like you're clubbing.
Yeah, it looks like you're clubbing. Well, George,
it's 9 p.m. here.
Your background is pretty plain, George. What happened to your background? The last
Going
time
for simple, elegant and simple. Yeah.
Yeah, because the last time you had this little curtain behind you.
I'm using my phone. I don't know how to change the background, Rafa. That's why. I'm using my phone.
I can't believe you guys. I mean, you're what? You're a generation alpha, and you know nothing about high tech. Come on.
Yeah.
So, Edwin, you're in Panama, right?
Yeah.
Are you in the capital city?
Yes. The only city in the country.
The only city in the country. Oh, come on. What about Colombia?
Yeah, it's kind of more like a town, not a city.
Oh, okay. All right. So Antonio is knocking on the door, and also Brian. Should we admit both of them?
Yes, please.
Should we ask for their vaccination status? All right, let's admit Brian and Antonio. Okay, as you know, Lenka will be a little bit late because she woke up really late and she's still recovering from sort of a nausea illness. So she's going to take a shower, freshen up, and she's going to join us a bit. And we're still waiting for the pageant gurus, Gautam and Emma from India. Okay, and oh, you're talking about the devil. Here they are. Let's go into the pageant gurus. All right. If you guys haven't heard of the Pageant Gurus, they have a YouTube channel. It's amazing. They're funny. They do all these funny skits and stuff. They're one of those up and coming new pageant vloggers. So, Antonio currently, I believe, is in Peru, right? I think. Yeah, he's in Peru. Hey, Brian. Woo.
Hello. Good morning.
Okay, Brian. Your iPhone is kind of like tilted.
Does that work?
Yeah. I told you
Is it
many,
on
many
my
times. I told you many, many times. There you go. Wonderful. Perfect. Yoo-hoo. All
Okay,
right.
I'm trying. I just woke up. Sorry.
So it's what, 9:05 in the morning in Vietnam? And
Yes, it
Bangkok,
is.
I think.
Ding Chao, Vietnam.
It's 9
So-
o'clock.
Antonio, you are in Peru, right? You're in
I am in
Peru?
Peru right now. I'm having dinner. Yes, I'm gonna be here in Peru for 8 days working. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna meet Julio. We're just chatting when we're going to meet. So I'm very excited.
And you're in Lima? You guys are in Lima, right?
In Lima, and then I go to Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then I go to Santiago, Chile. So it's gonna be 2 weeks work and then 1 week vacations. So I'm excited.
That's great. And then look who's here. We have the Pageant Gurus. This is Guru or Gautam. Hi,
Hello.
Gautam. What's up?
Hey, how are you? Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Where's your partner? Where's Emma?
She should be, you should invite her in. She should be in. I think you just need to
Okay.
get her in.
Brian, where are you staying? B&B? Airbnb?
Yeah, I'm in Airbnb, just about 4 minutes away from the girls' hotel.
Ooh, okay. That's not. You and Summer finally met. Woo!
Yeah, last night. I had to help her set up a live and everything so she could explore those realms, and it was really fun though. We got to talk for a while, and a few of national directors were there, and we were just chatting about things about MGI, and it was fun. It was a good time, and then we got to see all the girls arrive, and we were all excited to obviously
So have you
get
met?
to our girls after such a long period of time.
Oh yeah. So have you met Nawat as well and Mommy Teresa?
No, I did meet Teresa when I got to the hotel. She was very friendly, very nice. It was cool. It was also nice to be already recognized by some of the people from the MGI team. So that was really cool.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. How have you tried any of the food? How's the food?
The food is great. I actually was in Thailand yesterday, and I fell in love with Thailand. Honestly, I would go back for a longer time. We only went for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
But Vietnam, I actually have only been here really for 1 full day, not even a full day. Today would be my first full day. So I haven't really explored too much the food, but the little food that we have tried and we've seen like on the streets and stuff looks really good and interesting. So I'm excited to try it, but not yet. Can't give you a full review yet.
Good. Well, you could have maybe next time you return to Thailand, you could probably hang out with George and Lenka. Because they're
Yeah.
I know. I was with Ko, but I didn't get to see George and I didn't get to see.
Oh, you met with
like,
Ko. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, she toured me around the city. It was amazing. Honestly, I fell in love. There's my girl texting me because they don't want the girls to wear nothing but gym clothes today because today's our rehearsal day.
Right.
So kind of sucks because we have so many clothes and so many outfits that we've prepared, and we've been a little bit held back because of sponsored outfits and just rehearsals. So, but it is what it is. We're working with what we got.
Yeah, I think with a very long competition, I think you have to expect the unexpected, so to speak, because sometimes you plan, for things ahead, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. So you just have to be flexible. And now we have Miss Emma from the Pageant Guru.
Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry. You guys were expecting Vipika, but you got Emma.
Are you? What are you wearing in your? Are you wearing something on your head, Emma? You're like bunny rabbits?
Yeah, my bow. Okay, can you see my bow? Yeah, I mean, what the hell?
It looks like bunny rabbits or something. Okay, so just reading some of the comments. Okay, we have our regular viewer Antonio Capasa who's saying that picture of the doll is creepy. What doll are you? What doll are you seeing? You mean in my background? I don't see any dolls. Okay, the pictures in the background don't look anything like you, guys. Well, you know what? Yeah, yeah. I mean, in person, each one of us is just extraordinarily beautiful that I have to pick something less extraordinarily beautiful and I posted them. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah. except for Lenka. Lenka's photo is her. I think she's sporting a new hairstyle right now, so you can see like her wearing bangs and stuff. I think I'm liking it. I really dig it. So that's cool. Rafa, your vaccination joke is as dead as Miss Globe. Haha, thank you. All right. George, have you lost weight? You look less like Ivan Gunawan now.
I had a haircut. Like I cut my hair 2 days ago, so I think it's a haircut.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you look much thinner. Okay. All right. So before we, I have sent you guys the agenda for today's discussion, and a lot of fans are asking me, what do you think of Miss International, Miss Universe? Of course, we have two major pageants going on right now: Miss International in Japan and Miss Grand International in Vietnam. So
Miss
honestly, how many of us are really, really following Miss International? Raise your hand. Okay, there you go. All right. That says it all right there. But nevertheless, there are some Miss International diehard fans who actually want to know who our favorites are and what do we think of the 61st edition, which is supposed to be grander or better now that bald guy is now running the show. So he promised it's going to be bigger and much better this year. Okay, we can maybe talk about that. Have you guys seen any changes compared to last year's?
I haven't seen any changes in terms of pictures. The pictures still look like they're from the 1990s.
I mean, they're like frozen in time, right?
It's really weird. The pictures look like they were just like old pictures, like from years ago when they're in activities and stuff. It's so weird. It's like, what camera are they using? We're in 2023. We'll get some nice pictures.
Yeah, well, not only that, but every time they go to that Miss Paris skincare store, you can literally like compare photos taken from that store today and compare it with photos taken from 10 years ago. It's exactly the same. Okay. And the origami, the ikebana, activities and whatnot. I mean, they're fun and everything. And they go to the Buddhist temple and they start drinking water from this, I don't know, pool or something, whatever, like fine, but give us something else because we've seen those images before. What else can Japan offer, to the world?
Well, I think it's also the way it's delivered. Something that other pageants do well is that you're actually able to see the videos and see the girls there. All Miss International does is take some pictures and then uploads it hours later. People want to be in social media. People want to be in tune with what is currently happening. They want to feel like they're in that experience at the moment. 5 minutes later, there's something new. There's something different. There's something that, whatever had just happened, no one cares about it 5 minutes later.
Right.
So I think that's what maybe they could have done is maybe make fans part of the experience, even if it's online, even if it's just with a live or something like that.
Actually, they're doing something new this year. They actually have this, I think it's Japanese, it's like bald. He looks like Roston Ogata from the Miss Universe organization. He actually interviews the girls live. I think that's something new. I haven't seen that before, in the past. So that's new. I mean, yeah, it's fine, it's great, but we need more. They need more engagement. They really need to engage the fans, and it's really very hard because you have Miss Grand International, in Vietnam. Really, they're basically competing each other for attention, for clout. So, I wish Miss International good luck, but
it's no competition.
It's like apples and oranges. It's like apples and oranges. So, okay, before we continue, a lot of viewers don't know who some people are in this panel. So I would like for each and every one of you to introduce yourself, say something a little bit about yourself, who you are, what do you do, what do you think of the Israeli-Palestine conflict? No, just kidding.
Oh my God, of course you would.
All that lovely stuff. Let's start with George, the pageant empress.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Sawasdee krab. My name is George, and I'm the admin of Pageant Empress. I also have a website called pageantempress.com, and I update daily about beauty pageants. I would definitely say I'm very much into beauty pageant. I interview girls, get to know them, and also I'm really into male pageant from this year onwards, and I think they are really hot. But saying that, that's after the Miss Grand. So Rafa, you should do a video for that too, like live group for Mr. Global, I think is happening after this. But anyway,
Okay,
global,
sure. Global,
it's happening in. But yeah, I just love passions, and I think I bring a very different perspective because I'm from a different generation, like Rafa likes to say, and I just enjoy it. I think we just have a great conversation, and I'm looking forward to see different opinions because I know I have a lot. Like I have got a whole notebook prepared for today. So I look forward to the chat.
Yeah, one thing I really admire about George is that he's very, very thorough and is very, very meticulous when he analyzes pageants. And then you showed us that book that you did, the little notebook that you made,
Yeah.
where you watched the whole Miss Grand International interviews.
I was watching the day before yesterday, and I was just like taking out the notes about every girl, like who did good, who did not, stand out as much, and also the girls who Mr. Nawat picked. So I was kind of making like a contrast on like who are the girls who were selected, but also the girls who were not selected, but they still delivered. So like there were girls like Germany, and like we're gonna talk more, but like there were a couple of girls who I thought did actually really good in the closed interview. So I'm excited for the chat. Yes.
Okay, we can talk about that later. All right, our next guest is, of course, you guys know Brian Javier. We know Brian, but some people don't know who he is. Brian, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brian Javier. I do YouTube, which I have abandoned for about 2 months or 3 months because I have been focusing on a new venture, which is being national director of Miss Grand US Virgin Islands. I've been working full force with her hand in hand as a team. And yeah, I'm passionate about pageants. I think it is crazy that I'm doing this, and I'm here on the other side of the world for a girl and for a mission that we both have. And yeah, I do, like I said, I do YouTube, and I've been away from it because of this. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm so tired right now. I just woke up.
Yes. Yeah, Brian Javier is the national director for Miss Grand US Virgin Islands, Heather Marie, who is, by the way, doing incredible. In Vietnam, she's really slaying. We love her different looks. And she's very, very, she's just charming. She's very beautiful inside and out. And I think the reason why a lot of people do not, I really think she's a threat. Okay, she's a threat to some of the girls. The only reason why she's not getting a lot of attention is because of the country that she's representing, the sash factor. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. Another guest we have is Antonio. Antonio is like the heartthrob of Critical Beauty. Actually, he's like unofficially Mr. Critical Beauty. Antonio, introduce yourself, please.
Well, hi everybody. Yeah, my name is Antonio. I am originally from Ecuador, but live in Victoria, Canada for 8 years. I am a huge pageant fan since 1994. I have been, follow a lot of pages. I'm a jury of global beauties, as some of my fellows here. I love beauty pageants. I follow every time with my perspective. I'm in between George and the rest of you guys. I can't see both sides, what the new generation likes, but I'm also like a very old-fashioned in some ways. And this year I was so lucky that I was one of the judges for the Miss Canada pageants. So yeah, I was, I have the chance to see how a winner is selected. I was very happy about it. So I'm so looking forward to have this live today and talk about all what is happening in Miss Grand International. Thank you.
That's wonderful. And being judged in Miss Universe Canada, you picked the right winner, Madison Cavalton. Right? Just beautiful. Yeah, she's stunning. Now let's move on to the Pageant Gurus. Pageant Gurus.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. A guru from the Pageant Gurus, and we have Emma as well. I think we're still early days in pageant vlogging, but when it comes to being a pageant enthusiast, it dates back to 1992 when we had Miss World and we had Miss Russia. What's unique about us is the fact that we have often opposing views and we have a quirky twist. If you've seen our videos, you know, but we know how to take a stand when it comes to important issues as well. We like to keep it light and easy breezy, but really feel very welcomed into this community and great to be in grand company today. So looking forward to today's discussion. Emma?
Emma?
Hi, everybody. It's Emma, and I am a writer and a spiritual healer and counselor. Guru and I have been like soulmates for almost 15 years now. And, you know, the love of pageants actually brought us together to start this channel. And if you guys are watching us, you're going to notice that we are very quirky, but very serious as well on issues that we need to speak about. So we don't edit ourselves, and you're going to see that a lot. I'm so happy to be here because we are fairly new, but we're India's first duo pageant vloggers. So yeah, we're starting off small, but yeah, we're here with you guys today and it's amazing.
That's wonderful. I actually discovered the Pageant Gurus by accident. It was one of those recommended, you know, channels on YouTube. So, oh, this is very curious. I'm very interested in seeing these two guys. Okay. Question: you guys are not a couple, are you?
Oh, we are not. We are not a couple because she stays in India. I am in Dubai. So
I was in Dubai as well, but then I moved back. So I think are soulmates and besties. Yeah, like 15 years now. So, but not single.
Well, okay, so that's clear and it's out of the way. That's good to know. The next guest we have is Edwin Dominguez. Ed, go. Nobody knows who you are.
Yeah, nobody knows. It's funny. I mean, I've been in the industry for 27 years, but it's always been backstage. So I was never interested in putting my face out there. So I guess that's why. So, okay, I was born in Panama. I'm old school because I'm from the time of GeoCities when you had like Jimmy's pageant page and Pageantopolis and RJ's pageant page. Like we were like 20 pageant fans total, like back then. And then afterwards, I joined Enrique in Global Beauties. I was co-director of Global Beauties for 19 years up until 2018. I was chief of operations of Miss Supranational, you know, the same position that Andrea has now, from 2013 to 2016. I did PR for Miss Grand. I worked for Nawat and Teresa for 6 years. I've been a judge in national, international competitions, over 100. Right now, I'm the license holder in Panama for Miss World. So that's my experience.
Okay, so yeah, Ed and I met for the first time in Miss Grand International 2016 that took place in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, you and I had dinner with Janely Chaparro, with other staff members, and also, yeah. So yeah, that was a fun event in Las Vegas. But of course, that was what, 7-8 years ago, and now the competition has become even much bigger and grander.
Actually, everything has changed because I think that Miss Grand is divided in 2 stages. I think it's wonderful what they're doing because, you know, what Brian was saying, that the problem with Miss International is that it's not engaging the viewers. Because what attracted us to beauty pageants in the first place is the competition aspect. We want to see these girls compete. Miss Grand has them competing ever since they are leaving their countries. They're putting people to vote. They're doing everything to follow these girls. Meanwhile, if you see Miss International, which I'm kind of following as well, but they are doing all these nice events, but they're not competing. We haven't seen them walk. We haven't seen them speak. And this is something that it's kind of getting lost in the process. So with Miss Granny's, that when we were there in Vegas, I think Nawat is successful because he has a very clear image of he wants to present. Like he's the only beauty pageant, Miss Grand, that is not embarrassed of being a beauty pageant. Everybody else is. It's like they're saying they're everything, but they're afraid to admit, and they are sending the wrong message because they're saying that beauty is wrong, that being a beautiful woman with aspirations is wrong. And that is what I don't like about these kind of empowerment messages. You see, because in order to be a beauty queen, you already need a certain level of empowerment. so you can inspire others. But if you're saying people that as a beauty queen, you need empowerment, then how did you win your national competition if you're not empowered?
Howard, yeah. Good point.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very, very good point. And not only that, but to say that you're not empowered before joining a pageant, I mean, means basically that, you know, you're dumb or stupid or you're an idiot, basically, you know. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That
That is
very-
something that Miss Universe that I admire a lot is Alicia Machado, because she always speaks her mind. She's bold, and sometimes she can deliver things like very rudely, but she knows what she talks about. And she said, "Why do we need to be empowered when we already are?"
right.
That's what she said, and I agree with her.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, we all love Alicia Machado, you know. God, who doesn't love Alicia Machado? I love her. All right, so reading some of the comments. Oh, we have like a lot of people watching. Bunny says the bald guy in Miss International who's doing the lives is actually from the Miss Philippines, from the Philippines. Okay, do you know his name? Could you like write it down in the comment box, please? I'm very interested. Okay, Mr. Capasso, this is not very nice. Heather Marie is boring like butter. Brian, react, please.
You just don't know her then. You should have seen last night when she walked in that hotel. She was the only girl that had energy after a long day of flying and traveling across the country. She was one of the only maybe 3 girls, I'd say, because Uzbekistan as well was very lively. That had energy, that was smiling and being loud and happy and excited. So you just don't know her.
All right, there we go. Lenka says, guys, I'm there in 10 minutes. Well, you typed that 10 minutes ago, so we're still waiting for you. Or are you? Are you still drying your hair? Like, what are you doing? Are you still shaving your armpits? Come on, girl, hurry up. Oh, guess who's watching? Noemi, our good friend Noemi Melendez. Hola, Noemi. Hi, Noemi. Hi, Brian. Okay, I was gonna Noemi, I was going to invite you, but I really had the impression that you were leaving for Vietnam this week. So, but then she wrote me an email and she said that, you know, she has some personal issues going on and she could not make it. So she decided to stay. Well, if I had known, I would have invited you as well. Noemi also says, hello, Edwin. I think Edwin, you know Noemi, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Noemi is the national director for Miss International, also co-director for Miss Grand, along with Lise Garcia. So I'm glad you guys are watching. Naveed, one of my most devoted followers in India. Hello, Rafa and everyone. Hi, Naveed, and also Najmi from Indonesia. Okay, wonderful. So yeah, okay, going back to actually, the Pageant Gurus have to leave what? And within the next 2 hours or so, because you guys have something to go to. Work.
Work for him. I need to go to the hospital, but I can be here for 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. Okay, we'll just talk really, really fast. Okay, going back to the Miss International pageant going on in
Just rush us like Nawat did.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So going back to Miss International, I think, you know, they're trying very hard to make some changes and also to attract more followers. But the fact that the finals are taking place a day after Miss Grand International, hello, was that done on purpose? Do you think Stephen Diaz, the director of Miss International, did that on purpose just to piss off Nawat?
If I were Nawat, I wouldn't be worried. Like,
There's no competition.
what is there to be worried about?
I think they've totally eclipsed the pageant, so I don't think there's any need to worry.
Yeah, because it's interesting too, because Nawat has not made any comment about Miss International, right? He's like he hasn't said anything. So I think it's cool. You know, there's no competition. Okay. We can maybe talk about our top 10 favorites for Miss International. I mean, I have my top 10, but I'm basing them on what I see in social media, on the videos, on the reels, on the still photos and whatnot. As Brian said, there aren't really enough activities where you can actually judge their performances, because a lot of the activities so far have been like cultural activities, visiting sponsors and whatnot. So anyway, maybe I should start. Okay, I'm going to start. I have my top 10. Okay, I think one of these girls could be potentially Miss International 2023. My number 10 is New Zealand. I don't know, have you guys seen the official photos of Miss International on Facebook? I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That to me is another upgrade because the photos are just amazing. I mean, fine, they're all airbrushed, but you know what? Who cares? I mean, which beauty queen photo is not airbrushed? Okay, so and filtered as well. So I have New Zealand. She's just blonde beauty. Her name is Georgia Waddington. Take a look at her photo in Facebook. You love her. She's gorgeous. I have Miss Philippines at number 9. When she won her national title, she wasn't my favorite. But nevertheless, she's proving herself to be very charming, very, very elegant, sophisticated. And, you know, Japanese love Filipino girls, Filipino beauty queens. So she should be there. Number 8, Venezuela, another stunner. Number 7 is Antonio's girl from Ecuador. Her name is Georgette Khalil. Is she of Arab descent? Is she part Arab?
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Khalil, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. I have number 6, Peru. Peru, another beautiful woman, beautiful girl. Number 5, I have Vietnam. Vietnam has been stepping up to the plate, and I think they're sending high quality contestants, you know, every year. Number 4, she's not very, very famous, but I like her from the United Kingdom. Her name is Alicia Cowell. Number 3, Miss España, Miss Spain, Claudia Gonzalez. She's basically on everybody's list. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pick her too. Put her at number 3. Number 2, hey, I have, Noemi will be very happy. I have Miss Cuba, Shayla Ravella. As some of you know, I judged Miss International Cuba in Florida last August. And Shayla, even though she doesn't have a huge following, when you listen to her speak, I mean, your jaw drops. I mean, you're like focused on her facial beauty. I mean, she has porcelain skin. She's very eloquent, and she has one of the strongest SDGs. SDG is the platform of Mr. National. I think there are 17 SDG goals, I think. Sustainability Development Goals. There you go. And my number 1, I think she's also on most everybody's list, is Colombia. Sofia Osillo. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. From the moment she was crowned Miss International Colombia, people say, oh, she's going to win. Colombia's going to win. Colombia's going to win. So those are my top 10. Who's next? Ed.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I love these official pictures. I think they were incredible upgrade. I'm even considering copying that style for my national pageant next year. They do look different a lot, but you know, I loved how they presented the whole art, the whole thing, the whole Japanese culture, the whole Miss International culture in those pictures. Having said that, I think that it was a huge mistake to replace the crown because, you know, the stuffed one was just too emblematic, just to get rid of it, you know. So of course, yes, I have Colombia as a winner. I mean, I think it's the first time in decades that the winner of Señorita Colombia is actually competing in Miss International. I have Philippines in second place. I think she's amazingly beautiful. She looks like a doll. I have Venezuela. I've seen a lot of animosity towards her. I don't know why. People call her like, oh, she will not win because she's short. I don't think that ever had anything to do in any beauty pageant. If you're beautiful, if you're intelligent, short, Olivia Culpo has nothing to do with it. So I also have Peru, which I love. I think she looks extremely beautiful, and Dominican Republic. I was actually trying to decide between Dominican Republic and Mexico for my top 5. And I also like Bolivia. I think she's the tallest contestant there. I'm not sure. Probably. And Malaysia as well. I think she's a good contestant.
Okay. So did you say Dominican Republic? You said Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
She's in my 5th place right now.
Yeah, she's in my top 15. She barely made the top 10. But yeah, she's also a stunner. But I really want to hear them speak. That's the problem, because again, we base everything on how on their looks and how they behave.
But do they ever speak? Because I follow Miss International for like 20 years almost. And even though they give a speech at finals night, it's always been mostly about how they look.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I think again they have this specific stereotype, not stereotype, but they have this prototype of what they want or what they're looking for in a winner. So a popular comment is that Black girls will never win Miss International. Is that
What I do like about Miss International is that you get to see them real faces. I mean, you see that these girls are wearing very little to no makeup most of the time.
Mhm.
So now you can see like who's really beautiful between all of them.
Okay, cool. Who's next? Antonio. I
I'll
know
go,
you're
I'll
ready.
go next because I don't have a list.
Okay, go.
I haven't been, I'll be honest, I haven't been following it. I've only seen a few things, a few posts and stuff. So I do not have a list, but I do like Dominican Republic. I do like Colombia. And I think I got to be a little biased and say Puerto Rico because I've seen her in person and she spews out Miss International beauty and glamour. So if you haven't looked at her, I think you should really pay attention to her. It might be a little biased, but she does have a lot of glamour and she's very tall, she's skinny, very elegant, eloquent. So keep an eye on her.
Yeah, skinny is very important in Miss International. You'll never see a fat Miss International winner. I mean, it's harsh to say that, but it's true. Okay. All
But
right.
normally they like winners, like their winners usually have like very nice cheeks, like they're not like also skinny.
Exactly. Now, Antonio, what do you think?
Yeah.
Your top 10, your favorites.
Okay, my top 6 favorites. I have top 6 actually, not top 10. Number 6, I'm also gonna be biased here, is Canada. She was the second runner-up at the Miss Universe Canada pageant, and she has the most beautiful face ever. Like when all the girls, I remember they went to the stage, like I think all the judges were only looking at her because her face is like she's very, very gorgeous, and I hope she will make it. I have 5 Indonesia. I don't know, you haven't mentioned, but I love Indonesia. She's the official winner for Future Indonesia, but also she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. I have number 4, Venezuela. Again, I love Venezuela energy. I think that she's a great card. I have number 3, my country, Ecuador. I think that she will be there. Ecuador International is the best pageant for Ecuador. I don't know, some people know, but we have one winner, and we have a lot of girls in top 15 or top 12. Second, I have Thailand. Oh my gosh, Miss Thailand. She's gorgeous. I don't know why you guys have. I'm not sure you haven't seen her, but she's stunning. I know that she's the current Miss Thailand. She's so tall. She's so elegant. That I think she may win the crown. My favorite is again Miss Colombia, as you, Rafa, think. I think she's stunning, but a great advantage that Miss Colombia has also next year. The Concurso Nacional de la Belleza is going to celebrate 100 years. So it will be amazing if the winner is an international 3 winner. So she's my number 1.
Cool.
Thank you.
Wonderful. The pageant Empress.
Okay, so I feel like I'm kind of repeating everyone because I've actually not been following the pageant. So I'm only basing it on the pictures or the videos I've saw. So I can't really tell about the communication skills. So it's very subjective, unfortunately. And also I don't have top 10. So I hope that's okay. I have top 6. Okay, so in my number 6 spot, I have Indonesia. And like you guys said, she's the main winner of the national pageant, Putri Indonesia. So I think that does kind of weigh into her placement because the Stefan kind of like to see like if they're sending runner-ups, the winner, and I think she's cute. She's quite tan, but I think she fits the Japanese beauty standard. Bolivia, she is tall. She looks like a supermodel. I absolutely love her. I think if she doesn't win this pageant, maybe she could go for Miss Universe. I think she'd be fantastic for Miss Universe. Laos, I know a lot of guys have not talked about her because she is from a smaller country, but I think Laos actually looks like a Japanese girl. And to win Miss International, you have to fit the Japanese beauty standard, which is super pale, super skinny, petite. She has that look. I'm actually looking at a picture, very beautiful. Spain, she's really tall, like, very beautiful Latina look, and I think she'll be there. And I feel like we're kind of saying the same girl, which is Colombia is my winner. The reason behind it is not only is she a national winner, but also I think she's an overall package. In terms of looking at the pictures, for me, she's standing out to me. Just physique-wise, she's tall, beautiful. Hopefully she's good at speaking too, because I don't know if that actually matters, but just based on the physique, I think Miss Colombia is my winner choice. Yes.
Cool. Great choices. Come on, Guru.
Okay, so it's limited the type of information that we have, and as all of us said that it's still Miss Grand that takes center stage. Again, I don't have a top 10; I have a top 5. I love Venezuela. She looks like a doll. Canada, very, very refreshing. I like Zimbabwe as well. I don't know if really Miss International wants to break their stereotypical image of not crowning a Black woman, but I think she's someone to look out for. I love Paraguay as well. Her edgy hair is something that really makes me feel, okay, if they really want to push the boundaries and show that, they're no longer what they were, then this could be a good choice. And Colombia as well. So that's my overall top 5.
All right, another Colombia. What about you, Emma?
Honestly, Rafa, I've been not following Miss International. I'm so focused on Miss Grand. There's so many things going on in Miss Grand. I think I'm just glued to it. But yeah, I mean, Guru and I have been discussing. I agree with Guru's top 5. But I think he has more information than me. So I'm just going to stick with what he said. That's pretty much what I feel.
Okay.
So we agree on this. For once, we agree on this.
Okay, I decided to invite Noemi, because she is the national director for Mr. National. And let me see if okay, just 1 second. All right, she's trying to get it. Sky's manager. She's what? Is that her? All right, you're in. We're just waiting for you, for your audio and for your video to pop up. Yeah, so let's see. Is anybody going to Tokyo, Japan for Miss International? Not me.
Nope, I went 3 days ago. I'm good.
Oh, you did? Did you like Tokyo Airport?
I actually loved Tokyo in general, except that it was very quiet. And it kind of gives you anxiety because, like, I'm from the US and you always hear something going on outside most of the time. And here it's just like tons of people walking and it's just dead silence, which is such a contrast from here, from Vietnam, where everything is so loud and
Chaotic,
there's so much going on. It's really weird. It's very weird. And then you would go into stores and it would be like sensory overload, and then you would step outside and it would just be like complete silence. It was really interesting to see, but I did really like it, but not from this international.
Yeah, I heard everything's very expensive in Japan too. Everything is super expensive. Yeah. Did you try one of those sophisticated toilets where you don't have to use paper towel?
I don't think so. I don't think I was lucky enough. I saw them, but I wasn't lucky enough to use them.
All right. Enough toilet talk.
I'll let you know.
Oh, guess who's here? We have Miss Noemi Melendez. Woohoo! In the house. Hi, Noemi. Oh, you're mute. Can you hear me? Okay, she's connecting. She's connecting to audio, so just give her some time. Okay. All right. She is Noemi. Okay. Can't hear. I can't hear. No here. No audio. You may wanna. Okay. Okay. She's gonna try to fix that one too as well. Now, which country has the most Miss International crowns?
I think it's Venezuela.
Venezuela? Are we what? Do they have like 7? I think 7, 8.
I think they have like 27.
27.
No, they
win.
8.
So they win like every other year. Venezuela wins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very frequent.
Mr. Capasa says, "Oh, what? I wonder if you know how to live in Tokyo. If you're Steven Diaz, then you know you have to go fast and furious. Drip, drip, drip." Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. So I don't know what's happening with Noemi. Okay, so let's move on to. Okay, she's gonna try again.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, you made it. Okay, so Noemi, please do a brief introduction of yourself to those viewers who do not know you, who have never heard of you.
Hi, I'm Noemi Melendez. I'm the National Director for Miss International and Miss Grand International Cuba, along with Liz Garcia. It's so happy to, I'm supposed to be on my way this weekend to Vietnam, but because of certain circumstances, I could not make it.
Okay, well, we're glad you're joining us tonight, and the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So, do you have, besides Miss Cuba, who are your other top 9 favorites for Miss International?
I like Dominican Republic, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Vietnam. I like who's the other? Chile. I like Chile. I think those are the main girls, but I think the 3 strong girls this year are definitely Venezuela, Colombia, and Dominican Republic.
Okay, so it is safe to assume that the winner will be Latina.
I think so.
The Latinas are slaying this year in Japan, I think.
Yes.
They are. Wonderful. Okay, so it's too bad that you're not there, because you were supposed to also go to Vietnam the following day, right?
Go to Vietnam and then go to
Vietnam
Tokyo.
and then to Tokyo the next day. So that would have been very, very stressful, I think.
Yeah.
So you had to cancel all your hotel reservations and whatnot. And did they charge you extra for canceling?
No, because I always pay at the hotel just in case something happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what if next year we know that Miss Grand International takes place every year on October 25th? What if Miss International takes place again on the 26th next year? Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, Lord. I hope they don't do it. The reason why they did it on the 26th was because the venue, that city had given them an offer that they couldn't refuse, so they took advantage of that offer, and that's why it ended up being on the 26th. Because I specifically asked them, why are you doing this on the 26th? It's a little complicated for especially directors that hold both franchises.
Yeah.
And it makes it really difficult in the way that, it's hard to get to, because if I'm going to be in Vietnam, it was trying to get a flight. I would have had to leave immediately after the pageant of Miss Grand, go directly to the airport, get on a plane, and arrive there at 7:00 in the morning, to then take a train to go all the way to close to the venue where the hotel was. So that was going to be my odyssey.
Well, the worst part is that you're going to miss the Appiah party, the coronation party of Miss Grand, right?
Yeah. It's not the first time either. It's happened to me before. When I went to Thailand, it was the same situation. My flight literally left the same, like midnight. So I grabbed my bags and I went directly to the airport. So, it's just scheduling, unfortunately. But yeah, I decided, because I could have gone to Tokyo and just not go to Vietnam, but it wasn't going to be fair either for any of the girls to go to one and not go to the other. And it just made sense to just cancel the whole thing. And I didn't want to be stressed out with, the situation with Dad.
Or maybe is Liz Garcia attending MGI this year? No,
they didn't reach out for her to be an MC. They have Roberta that is MCing this year.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because they, as per Nawat, they wanted more Filipino audience this year to tune in.
That makes sense. Well, it's marketing. Yeah.
It's all marketing. Exactly. So, but I believe she will be back next year.
Yeah, I hope so, because Liz Garcia is an amazing host. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
she knows the program inside and out. So,
and she's a real professional as well. And she's just so beautiful. I met her in person, and she's just so adorable. She's just so cute. I just want to pinch her cheeks and lift her up, like a doll. She's just adorable. Okay, so that's enough for Miss International. You know, as we await, I mean, I think hopefully more activities will come in, and we're just going to wait for the. I don't know. They're going to have like a closed door interviews and also a closed door swimsuit competition, I believe. And
yes, in the prelim, and they're actually going to do an interview this year.
Wonderful.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
For the first time, they're going to do an interview.
Yeah.
They sent us some. Okay, the interview is going to be taken place by professors from the university where they're staying at.
Really?
So it will be closed doors. They sent us all a 2-page form to fill for the girls to fill out with potential questions, from cultural questions to even political questions. So that was kind of tricky, especially with the theme of Cuba. Trying to make that not sound so
so controversial.
depressing.
Yes, exactly.
Trying to be positive, but yeah. So this year they have been a lot of last minute changes, and when I say last minute, I mean they sent us the email a week prior, not even a week prior. I think 4 days prior, for my girl leaving to Japan. They made the announcement that they're going to do a interview.
Okay.
Noemi, do you know when are the swimsuit preliminary?
I don't have the schedule up close by. Yo te lo puedo enviar. I can send it to you. The schedule. The schedule has been changing constantly with them. I feel like this year, I don't know if I feel like they're a little not so organized than other years past. They're like adding things and changing things at last minute.
Right. Yeah. Again, like it happens in any pageant anyway. Like Miss Grand International would have to adjust her schedule. It depends on the circumstances as well and whatnot. And we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so Lenka is trying to get in. Should we admit her? She's kind of crazy. Hold on. All right, we're gonna admit crazy Lenka right now. She has so much stuff to talk about Miss Grand. The reason why she requested to be late because she didn't know anything. She doesn't know anything about Miss International. So
she likes me.
She didn't know about Miss International, but she knows very little about Miss Universe, but she's all about Miss Grand. Okay, she's all about Miss Grand. All right, let's move on to Emma.
Hi, Daniela. So sweet. Thanks, sweetie, for watching us.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. People
Daniela.
are saying hello in the chat room. Okay, I don't see any curses or insults or hatefulness.
No, so far, no.
Great, cool. People have my audience has evolved, so that's good. All right, so let's talk about Miss Universe briefly. Okay, we know it's going to take place in El Salvador on November 18. I think. Have all the girls been crowned? I think there are only a few countries left. Which country has not been crowned yet? I'm not sure. I haven't been following lately, but the app, when you go to Miss Universe app on your iPhone, you'll see all the delegates there and their bios. And some of the pictures look ordinary. They're not as spectacular as compared to from previous past, but the bios are very, very substantial. Which is fine. Compared to, let's say, Miss Grand International, which never publishes their bios because nobody cares about who they are anyway. As long as you're pretty, that you're a great spokesperson for the company, for the organization, that all that matters. Okay, who cares about whether or not you're drunk or alcoholic? Who cares? Anyway, so anybody going to El Salvador? You know what? I'm tempted. You are? Ed, you're not going?
No.
But El Salvador is like a walking distance from Panama.
Yeah, but the air ticket is more expensive. It's cheaper for me to go to Vietnam than El Salvador.
Really? That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. I think was it Brian who sent me the pictures? Oh, was you Ed who sent me the pictures of the hotel where the girls are staying?
Yeah.
Was it the Intercontinental Hotel? It looks really cheap.
That's what they said. No, it's actually a nice hotel, but I think I'm not sure if they remodeled it for the pageant. I mean, when Panama hosted, like everything had a complete overhaul, like hotels, convention centers, everything. I don't know. This is something interesting that I wanted to talk about. Everything is so kind of like hidden and mysterious. Like in a country as El Salvador, where there is like nothing much happening, you would think Miss Universe is the talk of the town, and it isn't. The media in Panama was crazy about every detail. They wanted to know who the girls competing were, you know, the hotel, the activities, everything, every day. Like we're 1 month away from the pageant and we still don't know anything. We only know that they arrived like on the 3rd or the 4th and that the final is on the 18th. But when Miss Universe was in Panama, they had like these staple events, you know, that no longer exist, like a motorcade, like a charity auction, like a fashion show. And they haven't said anything about this regarding Miss Universe. Even I have looked, like I used to do in the day, there is no information. And when you see information in Salvadorian media, it's because they got it from like on social media, pageant page. Like the page, they said that this happened and we don't know if it's true. So they don't have a connection either to what is going on. So I think they're handling it like really in a really weird manner, at least for me, unless they're trying to make it exclusive, which it never works as far as Miss Universe is concerned.
Yeah, it's going to work against them actually. And to this day, we don't even have any ticket information, you know, when the tickets are going to be sold or going to be available, how much they are, the VIP and all that stuff, remember? So yeah, so it's really, really very disappointing. I mean, I'm really actually tempted to go to El Salvador just so I can throw a pie on Kunan's face. Here.
I'll send you tickets, Rafa.
Should I do it? Okay,
Do it, do it.
Lenka is in the house. Lenka,
First of all, I apologize for being late. I really
Tarika.
look like crap. I lost around 10 kilos. I've been very sick for the past 2 days. So I'm pulling all my energy in to get in this live because this is my favorite thing to do, to talk about Miss Grand International, right?
Woohoo!
Do I need to introduce myself or?
Yes, because nobody knows you. Who the hell are you?
I'm sorry, what?
Nobody knows you.
Me?
Yes. Nobody cares about Mrs. National Universe. Like, do we follow Mrs. National Universe? Nobody knows Mrs. National Universe, for Pete's sake.
No, it's a competition for all the ladies. But since we can join Miss Universe, maybe I'll be the future Miss Universe. No, I'm just joking. But
Lenka, people are asking, will Lenka compete in Miss Universe? No?
No.
Why not?
I mean, because I'm 40 years old. So
There's
now
no age limit now. Hello.
I know, but between the 40 years old, I'm the star. But when I'm gonna go compete with the 20 years old, I'm just gonna be mediocre. So I prefer to be in my. No, I'm just joking. You know what? Maybe if they change the owners, but there's no way in hell I would join in with Kun and leading this competition. Sorry.
That's not
But
gonna
anyway,
happen.
just
That's
shortly
unfair.
about me. So I'm from Czech Republic. I have been modeling since very young age and competing because my mommy loves beauty pageants. And I used to win because I was very technical. I would study every point about the owners and so on they like and stuff. So I would always know what to do, what to say and so on in order to gain their attention. So I would like beat the girls who are prettier. But then I dropped pageantry because in my country, it wasn't a very good organization. And I just went traveling and around the world. I have been in New York most of the times on Project Runway. I've been acting and I've been working as a host of events as well. But I returned to Thailand, where I love it the most in the whole wide world. And I have rediscovered my passion for beauty pageants with Miss Grand International. Because first of all, it was Denisa, because all Thailand was like, this Czech girl, da 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 da. And then I realized there's amazing organization in Czech Republic nowadays.
No,
So I started following.
Yeah, you mentioned Denisa. She was Miss Grand Czech Republic 2021.
Yeah, Abena Appiah.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody was talking about Czech girls. So I started like looking and I was like, well, who is she? And then I started to learn and so on. And I realized, oh, there's a great organization in Czech Republic. And this competition, Miss Grand International, is really fun. But I really jumped into it when last year my friend Mariana Bechkova won Miss Grand Czech Republic. And I was like, well, I don't know that much, but I know the girls who come to Thailand to train beforehand usually tend to score a little bit more. So I live here, come. And then we just discovered together everything about Grand, you know, from the makeup artists, designers, photographers, and so on. Till this year, actually, even, you know, being like at the Miss Grand Czech Republic, separate finale, I was chaperone of Kundavat all day long with Isabella and so on. And I have been helping Miss Grand Czech Republic. I've been working with Miss Grand Netherlands a little bit. So yeah, it's my big passion.
That's wonderful. So if you want to know, if you guys want to know all the behind the scenes, all the gossip, all the dirt about MGI, reach out to Lenka. She knows everything. Okay.
The newest ones.
She's like the eyes, ears of the entire organization, pretty much. Yeah. So that's
the
good.
Newest ones, though.
Yes. All right. So since everybody's complete, everybody's here. Oh, Noemi's puppy. Hi,
This
Tina.
is Tina.
Tina's cutie. Tina. Interesting story. Noemi snuck in Tina at the hotel in Tampa.
I had to. I had no choice.
And of course, George, is that your dog?
Yeah, hold on. He's right next to me.
But you have two dogs, right?
I have two dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, a black dog and a white dog. Yeah. And then, of course, Lenka has you have three dogs. Who's that?
Three. This is Ares. That's the daddy.
Okay.
And this is Kane. That's his son.
That's the one we met the first time. Yeah. Okay. That's
And mom is somewhere outside.
Yeah. And then George, who's that?
This is Onyx.
Onyx?
He's
Ooh, love that name.
I have another one, but he's downstairs. Junior.
So, who do you love more? The white dog or the black dog?
I mean, the black one.
You have to choose.
I think
Black
he
or
likes
white, you have to choose. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's move on to MGI 2023. As you know, the pageant began October 3rd? That was the day when the girls started arriving in the first stop, which is Hanoi. Yeah, Hanoi, was it? Yeah, Hanoi. Interesting geography lesson because, Vietnam used to be two countries. Well, actually, it used to be one, Vietnam, and then the communists invaded North Vietnam, and then they won, and they conquered South Vietnam, and then it all became one nation, politically, it's supposed to still be a communist country, but hello, they love the dollar bill, okay? Everything pretty much is capitalistic, so to speak. Everybody is making money, everybody's making profit. So Vietnam is only a communist country in name only, but I mean, come on, Brian, you're there. Tell us about everything's cheap, right? Everything's cheap in Vietnam, pretty much.
Everything's super cheap, especially food. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Full body massages.
Yes.
You could literally eat for
Thailand.
3 people for $15.
Yes.
Super cheap, super cheap.
Yeah. So everything's pretty cheap. So the girls flew first to Hanoi. Now, who were the latecomers? George, right? Do you remember the latecomers? Albania, Kosovo?
Albania, Kosovo.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago. She was not.
Poland.
Yeah, she was.
But she won like
Switzerland.
Switzerland came as well. Yeah. So
Poland.
so there were
Poland won late, right? But
Poland was
Kosovo,
also
wasn't she
late.
putting a stories that she's getting facials and hair while all the girls were already working? And I was like, way to win, honey.
Exactly. She knows she's not going to win anyway. She might as well enjoy life, right? We're going to Vietnam. So some of the girls were late. So we don't know whether or not the organization took away points from them for being late. We don't know. But things happen. Like Miss Trinidad and Tobago, I think she got stuck at Istanbul, Turkey, for a day or so. So that's why one of the reasons why she came in late. So they all gathered first in Hanoi. They had some activities and stuff and everything. Okay, let's talk about the what was the first activity they held? Once they arrived? Oh, of course, the sashing ceremony. They had
It was
They
the
had-
welcome
Oh, I
and
was
the
first.
ceremony.
yeah, they had the welcome ceremony and they had the sashing and they had the dinner gala
Mhm.
where all the girls, had to wear their beautiful crowns, so whatnot, except for little Miss Grace. Miss Grace, who was sent by her director like just 6 days ago, okay, came totally unprepared. She was the only girl not wearing a crown, like go figure. Like
Not
Are you
sash.
sure?
who wants
Are
to
you sure
slap
she
Miss
was Miss
Grease?
Grease?
Raise your hand. I want to slap Miss Grease.
I mean, I
She,
don't
like,
want
right?
to
has she,
slap
like,
her,
gate crashed
but
the
it's
pageant?
like,
Go,
sorry.
Lenka,
Go
go.
ahead, Lenka.
Well, for me, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings,
Oh,
right?
please
But
do.
she's definitely the winner from the bottom up.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm sorry when her organization says, well, we had such a short time to prepare and she's only 18 years old and so on. And I'm like, our organizations had a really short time to prepare too. Our girls had short time to prepare too. Our girls are 18 years old too. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared, then don't waste money. Maybe just like prepare for the next year, but it's just pointless.
That's what I told.
And
That's
so-
what I told. That's exactly what I told Star Hellas, the organization that sent this girl. I posted on their Instagram page. You should not have sent her this year. You should have sent her next year when she's really prepared. You're just embarrassing herself. Poor girl.
Yeah.
But you know what? She's opening up, right? And she used to be very, very quiet, but now she's like talking. She's getting to be more assertive, more social, more active and stuff and everything. So yeah, I thought she's opening up compared to Miss Egypt. Hello.
But you can Miss Egypt.
I
But
think
for
Greece was the only one who really picked
No.
herself in terms of the winner.
Uh-huh.
Was it her?
Egypt.
Greece is like, no,
She said she was not the winner. She said that she was the first runner-up in the interview.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Emma, you were going to say something, girl?
What was I gonna say? Oh, about Greece. I mean, she actually behaves like she gate crashed, and Guru and I were talking about the fact that is she really the winner, or did she just get on the wrong
Pageant.
flight? This is what happens when you don't have the right pageant coach. The organization is not nurturing these girls properly. I think we're seeing that with a lot of contestants. A lot of countries that can have powerful contestants, but they don't, and that's because they don't have that right grooming. So we saw a lot of that in Miss India this year, and they were fantastic girls, but they were still weak and underconfident because of no nurturing. So I think that's what happens at this level, and it's kind of sad because they're beautiful and they have potential.
Right, exactly. Miss Grand India, by the way, did not have a lot of time to prepare.
Not at all. Yeah.
You
But
know?
she's a pageant veteran.
She's a pageant
Okay.
veteran, yeah. So
Yeah.
so she's incorporated all what she learned from her past pageant experience into Miss Grand. So that's good. Yeah, but I felt really, really bad for Miss Greece. Sorry. She's more
Yeah,
fitted.
in fact, it's so sad because there was this question, who do you think should win? And she actually nominated herself.
Yes.
Saying that, since
Everybody
I know
saw that. I
this-
think it went viral.
That's sad.
Poor
you know.
thing.
Everybody, yeah,
To
that
put
one.
it in that position is not really, it's not
Yeah.
nice.
But again, in every pageant, you're always going to see like one or two girls who are probably, they're there for attention or behaving like clowns or jokes and stuff. So yeah, it happens. And this year is Miss Grace and Miss.
I mean,
Egypt.
yes and no.
What?
Like yes and no. Some people get there for attention, but they still have some kind of a preparedness or something. This girl, it looks like you pick her out of a village
Alice in Wonderland.
and put her on an international stage.
Yes, exactly. Now, Miss Egypt actually sent me a private message on my Instagram, and guess what she said? One word.
Hi.
Hello.
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 I think she's
So
she's Instagram beautiful when you see her, like the face and
Yes.
everything. She kind of like modeled herself after
Very
a
beautiful.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
But she's in the wrong event. I think she thought it would be great for her to make content or to maybe have a title to raise her social presence. But then she's not prepared when it comes to speaking or to interacting with her fellow contestants. We have seen this, like she never wants to take the microphone. She gets annoyed. She's like, no, please take it away.
Yes.
But we cannot take it away. Like her image, her whole persona, her body, it's Instagram. It's all
Yeah.
Instagram, social media.
Mhm. Okay, so what do we think?
Guys,
What?
about Miss Egypt, I've been wanting to say this, is that you know who she reminds me of? You guys remember The Bold and the Beautiful? There was this Dr. Taylor, Hunter Tyler, this actress.
Lisa Rinna.
Oh my
She
God.
looks
Yes.
like Hunter Tyler, the actress. Bold
Yes.
and the Beautiful. She looks, and you know what? Here's the sad thing. Miss Egypt is gorgeous. She's got a fantastic body, all the curves, and it's so sad that there's nothing here, you know? It's disappointing, but she's very gorgeous and she photographs very well. So it's
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
the
sad.
first time I saw her face, it automatically reminded me of that typical Dubai Middle Eastern look, kind of look,
Yeah,
you know, like
Influencer.
Botox, like silicone lips and whatnot, and the eyebrows are all arches. That's all the same. Like, you know, what was that? The Real Housewives of Dubai, that kind of look thing. You know, she's just like that. It's just like that. But what do we think of the fact that they only showed her face in the official photos instead of her full body? Actually, full body meaning from her thighs all the way up to their head, like all the other girls. So what do we think about that? Do you think it's fair that they're giving her
Not fair.
treatment or whatnot?
No.
If
Definitely
she's
not
there on
fair.
a video, struggling her stuff, then why limit it to just a
Yeah.
photograph?
Different.
There's
I
a whole
found-
She's in
video
a
of her
swimsuit. How
walking
does
for
it matter?
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when I was working in Supranational, we had a couple of girls that with religious beliefs, they couldn't go out in full-fledged swimsuit. And we gave them the option to wear a cover-up. They did. But in this case, she went in her bikini like all the others. I mean, even if the photo is not there, the video is there. And if it's going to get some backlash, the video is worse than a photo.
Well,
So
exactly.
they should have is like edit the video and only show her head walking around in this case. Or, I mean, if it would have been such a problem to begin with, she wouldn't have participated.
Exactly.
That's true. That's
I feel like it's a cry for attention because I'll go and I show myself and I'm like, well, nobody cares about me. So let's just stir up some drama. Let's talk about me because now I'm going to hide myself. I don't know. It's just so stupid. Like first I show myself and now I'm hiding myself. So what?
Random question on her Instagram. I haven't visited it, right? On her Instagram, is there any pictures that are,
I'm looking now.
swimsuit or anything?
Well, okay. I was looking at her Instagram account. She only has like maybe 6 photos from Miss Grand International. She's hardly promoting the pageant. She's hardly, so she's not really serious about this pageant. She's just there for a vacation. So that's true. It's the same thing with Miss Greece, I think. So those 2 girls are just there for a vacation. But if you're going to be consistent, but she's not consistent.
But Rafa, it's not to do with Miss Egypt, it's to do with Miss Grand International. If they want to maintain consistency, then they should be doing that. It's not her choice then. If she's chosen to wear a bikini and the way she's done it, by parading on a video, then to ensure that there is parity, that's the organizations or the social media managers, at least responsibility. You can propose, but eventually it's the organization that's consistent and that should be kind of maintained. That's my view.
Okay.
I'm looking at my Instagram.
What do you see? Do you see the same things as I see? Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
yeah, there's nothing.
Also one of those, okay, I have 33 posts, but somehow I have 50,000 followers while I have around 400 likes, very low comments. So a lot of posts. Okay, got it. She is one of the Instagram models with very fake followers and stuff. Okay, never mind.
Well, my personal opinion is that she looks as an influencer and it looks like she curates her content a lot. And I think that she just didn't like her swimsuit picture. That's it. Like, oh, just take it away. But since they cannot take it away, they're putting the head. She must have made a big deal over it. I mean, if I was an Instagram influencer, I would, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is, they could have made a still photo of her of the swimsuit video. I mean, they could have done that rather than posting just her face.
But maybe she can tell us the reason. I mean, If she sent you a message, maybe she can tell us why she did it.
Well, that's the problem because she said hello to me and I said, hello, Miss Egypt. Are you enjoying your stay in Vietnam? Good luck. So, but she hasn't responded. I don't know. She said.
But still, how are you influencer on Instagram if you have 33 posts?
Because most
Thank you.
influencers are only in their heads.
Exactly. Anyway, so moving on. Okay, so let's talk about the Grand Voice competition.
Oh Lord.
I'm sure we have a lot of
Why
things
do we
to
have to go
say
there?
about the Grand Voice. Okay. Yesterday they announced the top 5 finalists, and they are Nigeria, Ghana, Germany, Singapore, and Japan. To my surprise, my favorite, Japan, made the cut, the top 5. You know,
It was all about the attitude.
It's all about the attitude. Okay, frankly, I think Nigeria has the best voice. Okay, she chose the right songs, but the best performer / entertainer, without a doubt, is Japan.
Japan.
Yeah,
I think
she has the
voice
attitude,
is
the
best
stage
Nigeria?
projection, the personality. What, Lenka?
I don't know if I agree.
Is Nigeria, you mean Ghana, no?
Nigeria? No, the top 5. I mean, voice for me is Nigeria. You think Ghana has a better voice?
Because she can sing like classic song, like opera songs, right? Like traditional songs. She could actually do that. It's just that if they can prepare her and package her properly, I think she'll be even better. Like she could actually work internationally as a singer because she has a really good voice.
She does.
It's just my, I guess, but I like Ghana's voice more than Nigeria.
I disagree with everyone. To be a singer, you have to have like a distinct voice where, example, you listen to Britney Spears and you know it's Britney Spears. You listen to Celine Dion and you know it's Celine Dion. You listen to Katy Perry and you know it's Katy Perry. None of these girls really have a distinct tone or a distinct voice. So yes, it's fun and everything. Is one of them going to be a famous singer? Probably not. The auditions were silly. Most of them were just, it sounded like they were singing karaoke. They kept repeating about how good they were going to perform and they were going to give all, but literally it was karaoke. All of them just stood there in front of the camera just going, none of them were actually giving a performance at least, except Japan. So yeah.
Wait,
I think
no. Chile and her backup dancers, Italy and Dominican Republic. I enjoy
I mean,
that.
I guess it was
I
the
love
show,
that.
but it was with a voice like that.
And Spain.
was-
I love Spain, even though she sounded like a cat in heat.
You mean
You know, it was-
I agree with Brian. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I agree with Brian. The thing is that what was the purpose of this? I mean, these women are not singers. They are models and they're beauty queen pageants, and that's what their training is all about. And you're making them sing, you're forcing them to sing. Like I said, it should have just been a fun karaoke night, but if it's a competition, then they all sucked. It was a cringe fest. I had migraine listening to them. I just could not stomach any of it. And they were more, busy wiggling their bodies than focusing on their vocals. Like if you know you're gonna sing, at least learn a song properly and know the lyrics. None of them even
Some of
knew
them
it.
had a paper. Emma, some of them had a paper reading. Some of them had a paper reading the lyrics.
What?
How would you
Exactly.
compete like that?
Yeah, exactly. And if it's a competition
embarrassing.
that it's a big deal, why have it in the first place? Just keep it one of, it's a fun night we organize for the girls. It's not like Miss World where they have this, they have these categories where it's a sports thing or, you're doing something and then that continent wins and you are getting a placement in top 16. Then it makes sense. But this whole Grand Voice thing, it was very cheap. It came off like one of these bars that you go to Dubai in and you watch these women dance. Trust me, I mean, you guys know we've got too many of them. And that's what it looked like wiggling their bodies, touching themselves. Oh my God. No.
No, but you know what happened? Because
It makes more sense when you live here in Thailand.
No, the
But
problem is
that's
that
that's gonna
we got
sell
the
in
information
Thailand.
late in the game. Like he said the information that he wanted singers when most contestants had already been chosen. I think
Edwin, that's what I was gonna say.
he had said this in advance. Like, okay, he wants a singer, let's have him a singer.
That's what I was
But
gonna
then
say.
all the girls are chosen and they get the memo like 2 weeks before leaving, like you have to sing something in time.
They feel the
and sell it on
pressure. They're
TikTok.
like, oh, I need to sing. They feel
Yeah.
the pressure.
Yeah,
They're like, I need
he
to
made
pay
a lot
or else
of money with
they're not
with
going to
the
consider
first
me.
runner-up last year. That's why he thought like, oh, I need to make more money. So a singer, gives me money. So that's why he was asking everybody to be a singer. So that was a very, very bad move, I think. So, but yeah, horrible karaoke nights.
I think
It
that
was
when
not
you live
karaoke, it was drunk karaoke.
Next year, Nawat is going to have oil wrestling. How's that? How's that to grab somebody's attention? I would
mud
love to have.
wrestling in a
I would
bit-
love to have all
I
these
think-
women wrestle each other in the mud or in oil. That'd be fun.
Jello would be better. The
Jello would be
wrestling in
better.
Jello.
Whipped cream.
Y'all nasty.
And
Y'all
lick
nasty.
each other.
Chili
and start
paste.
licking and tasting each other.
But
All
can I
right,
just
so-
say something about the boys?
Who
The
was?
thing
Grand voice. Go ahead, Lenka.
The thing is, when you live in Thailand, it makes more sense because he's just looking for enough revenue to make money because most of the beauty pageants are not really interested for majority of the people in the world. You look at Instagram, you have girls in bikinis who look like goddesses in a matter of seconds with the filters. So why would you sit down by your TV and look at the pageants anymore? And it's harder and harder to make pageants and find sponsors. So he's just looking for enough revenues. He's a businessman. And here in Thailand, they're always making provincial rounds ending with the concerts, which are actually really atrocious. You think that was bad? You should see those. But he figured out a way with the top 10 Thailand. He actually now pre-records the music and he makes the grand concert with the top 10. And you'll be shocked how many people come there and they fold, like necklaces and bouquets from money and then throw it at the girls. The girls leave home with millions of baht and so on. It makes so much money. So I think he wasn't looking for the best singer, but for someone he can make into the new Engfa.
Exactly.
So why
That's
didn't Czech
exactly
Republic
right.
make the top 5 then?
You don't have to win the side awards to be a winner. I mean,
True, but if
winners
it's
really
about the
win
Grand
swimsuit.
Voice Award, then and the person that can perform the best, then Czech Republic should have been up there. It should be between Czech Republic and Japan. They were the better ones in both rounds in general. So why not have them there? Unless there's other plans for her and she doesn't need this.
I mean, does he ever give the swimsuit awards to the future winners? Sometimes I feel like he gives side awards to girls so he makes more people happy, makes more girl contracts, more money, you know what I mean? Like just milking everyone.
I think
Yeah, that
I
makes
think
sense.
I think it's a win-win situation for everybody, for all the girls and also for the organization, because every time you present yourself out there, you get followers. It's all about numbers again, correct? You get followers and you become an influencer, so to speak. Yeah, so everybody
I would have unfollowed.
and all the girls
after
and there isn't a day that goes by where the girls do not get anything at all from sponsors. Every day they get something from sponsors. Okay. I mean, I cannot imagine, their luggage has probably tripled in volume because of the sponsors' gifts, because it's just incredible. And I bet you most of them will end up leaving behind these sponsors' gifts, like the Vietnamese hat that they wore at the airport when they arrived in Ho Chi Minh City today.
Last night I
how
saw
many girls are
already
gonna take back that stupid little hat? No.
I have
Well,
2 suitcases of Mariana's shit still here in Thailand from all the sponsors and fans here.
Really? Okay, well that's good. That's good.
6 years ago, it was in Vietnam. Miss Graham was in Vietnam, and they all gave us all kind of, gifts and everything, including the hats. And you could see like all the hats lined up in the airport. Everybody was leaving them there. Like they took them out of the hotel because, you don't want to make them feel bad. But there's no way what I'm going to do with this. Like even in the airport, it's like you have too much luggage. You have to get rid of something. The hat.
Yeah, well, because it's not very practical. I mean, it's really not very practical.
Unless you work in a rice field.
Unless you work in a rice field, or you just use it as an accessory, to walk your dog. Something, I don't know. I want to backtrack to the first swimsuit competition that was held outdoors, when 88.8% of the girls slipped and fell and nearly cracked their heads. Let's talk about that. Okay. If that event had happened in the United States of America, lawsuits would be flying off the shelves. Okay. But it happened in a developing country where lawsuits are probably not very big. Okay, so Nawat can just do whatever he wanted. But I like the fact that he gave the girls the option to either wear their platform shoes or walk barefoot. But lo and behold, none of the girls walked barefoot. They all wanted to walk in heels because they were trained to walk in heels. Okay, so they were
where did that come from? The allegedly being able to choose.
Yeah, I
That
never heard
was
that.
backstage.
After the first
That was
5 calls, I
backstage.
think they decided to say that you can take your shoes off because yeah, it happened I think more than 5 times initially, and then people got scared.
and the only
But you know,
time,
here's the problem. They made the stage, and you know where they were falling? That you're not supposed to walk on that. That's the pond. There were tiles, so there's probably moss on it or some slimy grease on it. And because later it was filled with water, and they were all posing in that same area without anything, no footwear. So that's not a place you're supposed to walk. You're telling me you don't know that as an organizer, the when you're making a stage. It's so stupid. You're not supposed to walk on that, regardless you're with heels or not heels. So it's actually carelessness, stupidity, gimmicky. That's what messed it up.
No, and Emma, you could have avoided it. You could have avoided it by having the girl just walk on the great platform that they
Yes,
had.
and just
And it
stop
would have
there
been
and,
so
stopped
and
it
go
after.
back. Yeah, they could have got 10 seconds more. But they had that logo. Sorry, the banner thing,
Intro
Alive
logo.
Vietnam. They wanted to pose there, but then they stopped the girls posing from the other one. Oh God, come on.
There was
I mean,
still ways to do it. You could have had them
yes,
walk on the grape area, leave,
Go back.
go around, stand where the blue part was, and record them from there for a second. And it would have been way better than just seeing every single girl be scared and trip and flip
Not
over in the
everyone.
blue part.
yeah. I mean,
That
girls
was
don't
very
want to lose
responsible.
points,
Totally.
you know?
well, they
Not
all
wearing
towards the end of the show, the girls actually took off their shoes when they joined Isabella on that
Yes.
tiled area. Remember, Isabella was the only one who was wearing heels at that time, but all the other ones, took off their shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it is what it is. But when you watch, I was watching Crown Sisters background videos about what happened backstage. If you guys haven't seen Crown Sisters reels and videos, go see Crown Sisters, because she is providing us a lot of information, a lot of stuff that we haven't seen, that MGI have not really published. So go see Crown Sisters coverage of everything, because she follows all the girls everywhere. So that's good. So yeah, so they had to do a rematch a few days later, 2 days later, indoors. Okay, at the same venue where they had the Vietnam Beauty Fashion Show, where the girls had to wear and model designers' clothes designed by local Vietnamese designers, which I thought was amazing. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it because it really showcased Vietnamese culture. They were divided into 3 groups. There were 3 collections, but I really liked the first collection the most, where the girls were wearing those colorful hats and fabrics and whatnot. I thought it was really cool. So yeah, so the rematch of the swimsuit competition was held at the same venue. And luckily, nobody fell, nobody slipped, nobody cracked their head because the floor was dry. Okay.
But you know something, Rafa? What was the need for a rematch? Why? These girls are going to come out in swimsuit in the presentation show next week. Like, why do you need to have them do it 3 times? You see? I didn't see the need for a rematch. I mean, we could have just seen them on stage, like on the big stage with the huge camera angles, and he could have said that. But just having like a rematch, it was like it brought nothing new. And in the space, like having them walking in circles.
I think it was just to avoid the backlash and just to manage expectations of people online, just to say that we are listening, and then we'll do that as a rematch. Be fair to the contestants who actually fell. I think to that extent, Miss Dominican Republic really redeemed herself during that, and it was great to see that comeback story. Though it's not going to really affect the final top 20 or so, but then why not give them a fair chance? I think that was the reason why.
Dominican Republic. How many times did she fall? Because I only saw her fall twice. Somebody
Twice.
fall. Some people are saying she fell twice. Okay.
Bolivia also fell. Bolivia hurt her knee. Like she was one of the first who fell. And I think she hit herself against the acrylic. Like they had this huge pointy corner there. And I think Bolivia hit herself with it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, that was
It is
really
so
terrible.
dangerous to fall on your bottom. I don't want to say the other word, but because I mean that can cause severe spine damage. That's exactly what happened to me. I mean, it was just I was playing in the rain again, and I fell and I hurt my back, and that was it. And from there on, it just multiplies into something really bad. And I'm here today. Second spine surgery gonna happen soon. I feel so sad for these girls, and that was. I mean, they have bony asses, some of them. So, oh my God, it could have been so bad for them. And I think people need to sort themselves out. And I'm kind of disappointed with Miss Grand this time, a little bit, to be honest. I'm not liking the way things are going
the
so
three
far.
B's of Miss Grand International: beauty, brains, and body. They added a fourth B: bone injury.
Bone injury. And there was a meme. There's a meme.
Is-
I don't know if you see the meme. Like for next year, they did like this whole Game of Thrones torture chamber with spikes and fire. Like they say next year that's going to be the competition.
Oh my God.
You know, I'm an asshole, but like as a model, I have literally walked in the hills on a snow, in the water, on a grass with flowers. I walked on everything. So I'm kind of just laughing because, I'm used to it. But then again, yeah, it was dangerous. It was nice to give them another chance. But I think if you want to give someone another chance to really show what's inside of you, for freaking sake, do the interviews properly with everyone.
Okay.
Please.
Let's talk about the interviews because I'm really, really have some stuff to say about that. Okay. I know somebody said, I think Ed, you were the one who said that Nawat likes to play mind games. Was it you, Lenka? Yeah, both of you. Yeah, I mean, we all know that again, part of competing in anything is that you're supposed to be prepared to handle all sorts of obstacles, and that includes mind games. It wouldn't be an interesting game without psychological games, right? So that's part of the fun. So so the girls who were not given the chance to be interviewed in private, imagine their first reaction, their first thought. Wouldn't you feel discouraged already? Wouldn't you feel lost, despair, knowing that, oh my God, the president did not pick me for the private interview? Does that mean that he hates me? Does that mean that I will never make the top 20 or whatever? All these thoughts running in your head. So
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah, most of them.
Basically. Rafa, if your director briefed you well, they're watching you every moment. The interview is just a formality only. I mean, he already has his mind almost made up. So of course, if you're competitive, if you have experience, you will know, okay, this happened today, it was not nice, but I know how it is. But for the girls who are new, they don't know the system, this could be kind of like catastrophic. That is true. But for example, I was there 6 years. I know how it works. For me, it was nothing. But yeah, these girls, like, for example, the ones who did get the call, like their confidence skyrocketed. They're like, like from here on now on. But then the other thing, he did this 8 days before the final. Like I would have done it 1 day before the final, but not 8 days. So I don't know if they're still frustrated. But yes, they are watching them every moment. Like even if you put a microphone away, they will know you did it.
So I'll repeat the same thing I told my girl, and it was when we were talking about the top 5 dinner, which was supposed to be top 10. I told her, I was like, you don't need a dinner to impress them. If you can't impress them without a dinner, then should you really win?
Yeah.
So my same sentiment went with my girl when this happened. I told her, you don't need a private interview to impress them. You've had 20 something days to impress them, to make them fall in love with you. So you're good. You did good in the minute and 30 seconds that you had, and you didn't fade in a group of very, very strong girls. So you should feel accomplished. And that's the mentality that we have right now. It's just focus on the main goal.
I want to say,
not giving up. And that's probably what he wants to see.
Antonio, go ahead.
I want
Go ahead,
want to say something like, yeah, like I think that first that I think it was necessary, like, you know, like all the girls he can speak with all the girls for 3 minutes, you know, like I don't know why he has to choose some. I didn't like that, but plus I think that Nawat needs to learn how to actually conduct interviews properly, because all the questions are stupid. He's just making fun. I saw that he wasn't paying attention to some girls. I mean, I know that this is, you know, like it's a formality. He already has his mind, but he needs to show respect, you know, to the girls. And that annoys me since last year. And this year was also very annoying how the girls, you know, will not be able to, they couldn't talk as it was. I mean, he needs to conduct the interviews better, hopefully by next year. You compare those interviews with the Miss World interviews, Miss Universe interviews, this is like this is clown. Is a circus. So I hope they will choose.
I agree, because when you compare Miss Universe interviews, you don't see any of the judges, you know, looking at their iPhones or looking down. They all have their attention focused on the girl that they're interviewing. Not like Nawat. Nawat constantly videotapes or records the subject. He would constantly look at on his Instagram, on his iPhone and whatnot. I mean, that's very distracting. You know, if you really look again, like what Ed said, he probably already has picked the winner already. So again, all these interviews is just nothing but formality. It's just to give the impression that, you know, interviews actually count in this competition, when in reality they don't.
Exactly.
Lenka. Yeah, Lenka, your turn.
Well, I agree with all of this, and we all know that Nawat likes to play mind games. He always likes to mess with the viewers and fans and so on, who is his favorite or not. I mean, by this time, I already heard from 3 very close confidential people from Miss Grand International that Nawat wants this country, that country, that country. I already heard about 6 for sure winners, okay? So I am like, never mind. But I also know that it's a test. It's more about the fact, because I think he researches everything about the girls before they even come to Vietnam. And then he's watching them all the time. We all know he has spies everywhere. Even a cleaning lady at the toilet could be a spy reporting how the girls are reacting when they are not on camera in front of the judges. Last year I heard that one of the girls wasn't even a contestant, that she was a pawn who was going around provoking other girls to see if they're gonna like engage in a fight and so on. I mean, it's a rumor, but I wouldn't be surprised. So this year, you know, he wants to spark controversy. He knows people are gonna be pissed off and talk all around the world. Secondly, he knows it's gonna rattle the girls, because why would you line them up like a bunch of cows, literally standing there, and then call someone inside, and then the girls are standing there waiting. Is he gonna call me? No. And if he doesn't call me, then bye-bye. Of course, the weak girls are gonna think, I don't have a chance. Okay, well, and then they're gonna stop trying. The strong girls, me, if you make me feel like I'm not your favorite, I'll be like, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna work even harder. And then I think that's one thing. But why I wish that he would do more, because I liked last year. I like the fact that I could actually watch the girls talking and get to know them a little bit more, because yeah, I see their Instagram and I do my research. But when I hear the crap the girls they say in the interviews, it tells me a lot about them as a judge and so on.
Okay.
But I think that's the point. You also don't need 3 minutes, 4 minutes to learn about a girl if you've been with them for 26 days, for 25 days. You should already know who stands out and who's good and who's not good and who has something to say and who doesn't. You could put on your best acting face for 5 minutes and sell yourself as someone spectacular.
Okay, here's a question. When you are a judge in a pageant and you have to do interviews with all the contestants, what are the things that you look for and things that really turn you off? Noemi, darling, go.
I think that one thing as a judge you're looking for is somebody that is willing to work. You know if the person is there for the right purpose, for the right reasons or not. And that's why you have an interview with the judges. So at least in my pageant, you know, Rafa, that everybody was evaluated and everybody was a judge, basically, not only in the interview process. So we did it exactly like how Grand does it. And it's because I want to make sure that the girl is getting in on time, that the girl is disciplined, that she's not a troublemaker, that, you know, she gets along with her fellow contestants, how, you know, all of those things. So I always ask questions prior to when I'm in the pageant, if I'm going to be a judge in the pageant, because I don't want to just judge because she's there in front of me telling me what I want to hear. So I always ask questions prior, and I always study up. One of the things that she has to be disciplined, she has to be hard worker, and that she really wants the title. Why do you want the title? Why do you want to compete internationally? Or why are you here in this international pageant? Like, what is your main goal besides just winning the title? What do you plan on doing if you won the title? What are you going to plan on doing? Like, what's your end game? Mm-hmm. So, because at the end of the day, this is a job, it's a business. And as a business owner, you need to select a girl that is going to represent your business.
Right. Yeah. I mean, those are excellent points. I think pretty much every pageant would probably agree with you of everything that you said. So, Lenka, darling, you have an opinion? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I like the interviews, not because I think it really says who they are, because let's face it, if the girls study the competition, they're gonna serve you exactly what you want to hear. And that's why you watch the girls through the competition, right? And I like to watch these interviews because I am just like curious about how far are some girls willing to go and what stupid stories they are gonna tell us in order to get points. And I'm really harsh when it comes to this, but I kind of learned this originally from Natalie Glebova, who was like, I hate the tears in the interviews. And I'm like, oh, it's a little unsensitive. And then she was like, well, if you cannot control your emotions, then you shouldn't be the winner, because I don't want someone who's going to cry all year long. And I said, well, yeah, but then I said, there's second reason why girls do tears. And that is the soppy story. Oh, I'm a survivor of the illness, or someone raped me, or someone close to me died. But guess what? I'm so strong that I pulled myself together to come here to compete, to show you how strong I am, so I can inspire all the women around the world. How many times did I hear it? You know what I mean? And it's like, guess what, honey? I had a leukemia. My dad died right now too. I couldn't even say goodbye. So when I hear someone saying, oh yeah, if I won a crown, I would compete, or like, no, otherwise. Thank goodness I didn't win a crown so I could spend time with my father. I'm like, okay, that's very sensitive to the people who couldn't say goodbye. And then, I was abused, I was raped, and so on. Am I running around the competitions and being like, ooh, this happened to me, and so on? This is such a personal thing. Everybody went through a tragedy. That doesn't make you a winner. I think what makes you a winner is like really showing the qualities, really showing you're on the time, you're a hard worker, that you have a talent, that you have a determination, and so on. So whenever I hear soppy stories, I'm screaming, points down. And I don't like lying, and I also don't like picking weak countries when it comes to MGI. If you're confident enough in your winning ability, you're gonna pick a strong country because you are not afraid of losing. If you pick weak country, it tells me a lot about your fear of not believing in yourself, and also about you lying. So what else are you lying about? You know what I mean? So that's why I like to watch these interviews. I just want to see how far are these girls willing to go.
Good. Antonio.
Yeah,
After Antonio,
it's
I want to ask Emma after Antonio.
yeah, sure. It's something is very funny when we judge Miss Universe Canada pageant. With the judges, we were talking. Natalie Guillermo was there too. That we were very annoying. Like as soon as the girl show up, she was like, "And this is my social project. And this is my social project." And we were like all the judges, I don't care about the social project. I want to know about you. You as a girl, what do you do in your free time? And that's something at least for the judges cannot discourage because like we don't want. Great that you have a social work, but we want to know about you. What do you do? What do you like to do? Etc. So, no, more about the girl. And talking about what Lenka just said, it was so funny, like Miss Ireland, she was very focused on the first open LGBT, blah, 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 solved. And then you have Miss Argentina who never say that she was a lesbian. She pretty much was pushed,
That's
like it was a great question. Hey, you have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. She never pushed herself as an LGBT, while Miss Ireland was saying so much. And because of that, I love Miss Argentina because she was like, she's so real, what she is. So that's what I want to say.
One more time, I will scream.
All right.
I have to add to what Lenka and Antonio just said. I agree with both of you. Soapy stories, all these great things. I mean, really, we don't really care about it. Same thing, then why bring your sexuality into it or your marital status or whatever? It doesn't matter. This should all be irrelevant. If you are competing equally, it should be but the criteria of what the pageant is expecting out of you, and that's it. All right. I don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't care what this is samsara. Life is crap for everybody. All right. Whether you're male, female, whatever you want to be, it is difficult. But I don't think that you should be used as a qualification or a criteria or something that is like a crutch for them to win. No, I've said this before, and I keep saying this on my channel, that you need to be judged equally. I mean, Lenka, sweetie, if you're 40 and you want to compete, I don't think your age should put you down if there's a 26-year-old competing as well. I mean, you are a strong woman, you have a strong voice. That's what should represent you, right? So, but it should not be like, oh, she's 40 and she's coming in. So we have like trans people coming in, we have like married women, pregnant. How does that matter? It should not even be a label, Why do that? So I agree with you. It doesn't have to be this, and a lot of women do that. So I do get irritated with the interviews. So I like uniqueness, So
truthfulness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right about those social projects too, because a lot of the times those girls don't do a crap. They literally start pretending they are doing something a couple months before competition. They run in a school with in Africa, take pictures with black kids, and they are like, "Oh, I am running a foundation to bring education to these kids," and so on. And I'm like, "No, you don't." I mean, I saw a girl who was like, I started my own foundation and it's to, build up the confidence of young women. And I've been doing it for a long time and so on. And then you look at the Instagram of the foundation, one picture. And I'm like, so why you keep on lying about it and so on? I mean, you're a young woman. Maybe you didn't have time to really do a big charity work and so on. You don't have to throw it out there. But like lying about charity is a hyenism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this whole soapy story, it's not a necessary sign of a good person either. Because for me, for example, the death of my father is personal and I love him so much. Why would I drag his suffering and his death, to complete? I mean, I'm talking a bit right now just to prove a point. But why would I drag it in a competition, talk to complete strangers about it to gain a point? This is a person I loved so much. This was his suffering, his worst moment. Why would I drag it there in order to get a point? That just doesn't show much love for the person to me. Maybe I see it that way because it happened to me and it really hurts me. I was competing in my competition 6 months after he passed. Never, ever mentioned it. You know what I mean? Because it's too...
You're so right with that, Lenka. And that's, sorry to cut you short, but it just came to me. Guru, this is what we talk about Shweta Sharda, Miss India. And she uses that my parents divorced and that's how she came. That's her winning answer, was the fact that what her mother did. What are you doing? You're just dancing. And we have issues with Shweta Sharda. We think she's wonderful, but I don't see her placing because of this fact. Exactly what Lenka is saying, right? Using something else to promote yourself, which is ridiculous. How many people are divorced? My own family was like we've seen, everyone has seen that in your own family life. Parents are splitting up and it's just normal. That's how life goes on. So I agree with Lenka with that. And that's what we see with Shweta. And that's the one thing that's put us off, to be honest. So completely agree with you, Lenka. I stand by this.
I understand what you guys mean, but I also think that you have to use some of your life experiences to motivate people and to talk about yourself. Those experiences are part of you. But when you go into an extreme where everything is about that, like Lenka said, I think it is a little bit too much. Or when you talk about being gay the whole time and everything, you make it about that, that's too much. But if you use it and you talk about it once and you explain a little bit about how that experience has made you the person that you are, then that's cool. But when you do go to that extreme, like I said, I think it is a little bit too much, because it feels like you're just trying to get sympathy from everyone and be like, look, I'm so powerful because of this that has happened to me. Like, I understand.
And you have to think about the way you say it too.
Mhm.
Because if you say it in a way for people that went through a same experience, it could be extremely hurtful. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the same point. When my father was dying, I didn't have the chance to say goodbye. It was COVID, couldn't get a flight ticket. When I finally got a flight ticket, he didn't have a smartphone. My mom was bringing a phone in the hospital to do video calls so I can tell him that I'm going to see him tomorrow. He passed away 30 minutes before I got there. And then till today, it breaks my heart. I didn't have that moment to say goodbye and then I love you and so on. So when someone says, something like, oh yeah, it's great that I didn't win back then, so I could spend my last moments with my father. I'm like, are you telling me that if you did win, that you would continue competing and let him die alone? You wouldn't say goodbye and so on. You have to think about the way you say it, because for some people, the way you say it could be really heartbreaking and very insensitive too.
In general, I think that the point with this is that interviews don't matter. If you really want to impress the organization, you really want to impress Nawat, Teresa, and everyone that's judging you, you do it from day one. This interview is not going to determine who the winner is. And this really makes me think, as a pageant influencer or YouTuber, it really makes me think about, when we evaluate these girls, do we really think about all these fake stuff they're making up? Do we really evaluate? Are we really looking at the girls and picking the girls and saying and highlighting the girls that are really being genuine? Because a lot of girls just have these stories that they're making up and these sob stories that they're adding into it. But are we really looking, and are people being aware of these girls really, like who they really are?
Right.
I don't think they are.
I can think when you talk about being genuine and being very real, I can think of three girls. Greece. Okay. She came totally unprepared and she was honest about it. You have Egypt as well. Okay. And then Japan. How many girls in any competition would actually say that their business is making sex toys?
Love her.
Nobody cares about advocacy. Nobody cares about platforms in this grand international. But I do care about sex toys, because we all need sex toys in our lives, right? So that is great. That's amazing. Okay. So and I really want Japan to make the top 5.
Emma said, you're looking for uniqueness.
Exactly. There you go. Sailor Moon,
who would have thought she came in this competition and she's blowing our minds because she's doing all of these unexpected things, and I'm loving her.
She knows she's not the prettiest girl. Okay, she's not the sexiest girl, but damn, she's very talented. She's smart, savvy. She's very friendly. She's cute. She's approachable.
You can tell she's having fun.
And she's having fun. All the other girls are taking it seriously. So.
Yeah, when you have 70 girls who all of them look alike, personality is the deal breaker here. And it happened to me with South Africa and Japan. For example, I was not impressed when they won their nationals. I'm like, okay, but I see them, how they are in the live streams interacting with the other girls. Both girls are amazing. How they bring their personality to every appearance they have, especially Japan. And Nawat has a soft spot for Japan. So I was thinking, like, I wouldn't be surprised if she places in the top 20 at all. That she's talented, and I remind her much more than I do a dozen others. You know, and for a judge, just important, because you can have a beautiful girl, but if you forget her, like, oh my God, I forgot to put her in the list, then she was not memorable to begin.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's true. That is so true.
Yeah.
George, you've been very quiet.
No, I was just writing down the notes because I had about 20 girls, but you said you want 15, so I had to like cut some of them out.
Well, actually, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think when you think of Japan, like actually Mr. Nawat, he actually really loves the Japanese food. It's his favorite. So that could be the reason why he has a soft spot for Miss Japan, because, you know, he really likes Japanese culture, the food, and he actually invited the girls for the private dinner to the Japanese restaurant, even though it was in Hanoi, which is in Vietnam. So maybe that's the reason.
Well, not only that, but I think some of the major hotels are owned by the Japanese. So that's why he has to suck up to them, right? So yeah, so I do get that. You have to please your sponsors and stuff. Okay, so moving on, who do you think is other comments from our panelists as to what things are you looking for? I personally am looking for somebody who has a good eye contact with the judges, with me, if I were to interview them, because some of the girls that I've interviewed in the past, they couldn't. Most of them are staring either at the wall or looking up at the ceiling. They cannot stare me directly in the eye, and to me that means a lot already. That means a lot. So either
I look for someone that makes me laugh. I want a girl that
laugh.
makes me,
True.
I don't want to be bored. One of my proudest moments as national director was having like my girl have a laugh moment with Nawat, and that's something that I wanted from the start. So I feel accomplished in that too, because I get bored when I'm listening to someone and they're just telling me their life story, blah blah blah. I want to laugh. I want to feel your personality. I want to make it feel like it's my best friend and me talking.
Yeah. Also, I think it's very important to show that you actually know something about the judges. You know, you call them the proper way, not just Mr. Nawat and so on. And you show that you know about his life, his passions, and so on. I mean, for me, what really impressed me in Tiang back in the days during her Stop the War and Violence speech was the ending when she, you know, expressed in Thai, something about the Thai politics and so on. And she did the symbol of the Hunger Games, right? And people till today don't understand it, but that's a symbol of the Thai protesters for democracy against the military government and so on. And Nawat is a strong supporter of the protesters against the military government and for the democracy and so on. So for me to go and do that little thing just shows that she really knows more about him and so on. It's these little details I'm also looking for, that you really learn about people, you know, like the organization and the judges.
Well, look at Abena Appiah from 2020. You know, she learned
I want
culture.
Remember, you said Tian spoke Thai, right? So the year before that, Abena actually dressed up as a Thai woman for the closer interview. So that shows that she has done a homework and a preparation. So I'm looking for that quality. I forgot to answer that question. So what I'm looking for a girl is someone who actually has done a research about which pageant she's joining. For Miss Grand International, she would have to spend a whole year in Thailand, right, during her reign. So Abena did her research. She learned Thai for like 3 years, and she dressed as a Thai woman. And I thought like her mannerism, everything screamed that she actually did her homework. So if you're competing in international, I think you have to do research before you go to any international pageant and do the research about the organization, what they like. You don't have to change yourself, but if you can adapt to the culture of the country that you're going to spend for 1 year, the reign, I think that shows that she's being smart. And that's what I'm looking for in a winner.
Yeah, I mean, most of the winners in the past were able to show some Thai or use some Thai during the speech. You know, they learn how to do the traditional greeting and so on. For me, what's frustrating is when I'm teaching someone over and over to learn Thai and then they don't. and stuff. That's really like showing the lack of caring and so on. Because yeah, you have to connect with the Thai fans, because the winner is most of the times here. She has to attend every single day grand events, because we have 77 provincial rounds where the winner most of the times has to be. She has to connect with the Thai fans every day, take a pictures, communicate and so on, because the Thai fans actually spend a lot of money to give gifts and money and so on to the winners too. And I mean, it's all based on the Thai fans pretty much. So if you like don't even bother to learn a little bit of Thai, a little bit of the culture and so on, it also shows that you don't really care. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Other comments?
Yes. So very sorry.
Guru.
No. Go ahead.
Go, Guru.
Okay, so I have my, not just pertaining to Miss Grand, but in general, I have my red flags and my green flags. Unnecessary haha, he, gimmicky laugh is something that puts me off immediately. I still allude to Ingfa's interview last year, the closed door interview, where if you don't know anything, you just laugh it off. I think that's something that I really don't appreciate. I don't like sops or backstories. We've spoken about that. And I don't like people or girls using standard lines like women empowerment or I'm a better version of myself. I think we all evolve. For me, green flags is when someone is unique, when one is magically memorable. We go through all of them and all of them pretty much are carbon copies or cookie cutters of each other. But someone that stays here, someone who's not here to impress, but express, someone who believes in action, has done it, not going to wait for the crown to do something, someone who's eloquent, and most importantly, someone who's confident enough to ask for a translator. We've seen so many times where things are just butchered because it's lost in translation. So being confident enough also means that you need a translator to be able to convey your message. So that's very important to me as well. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I want to just say as well that for me, things that I look for, what I'm seeing all these pageants, is uniqueness. Also natural biological beauties, very, very important factor.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, exactly. Natural biological beauties, uniqueness, and keeping it real. Keep it real. I don't want the children are our future, gimmicky taglines. Oh my God, no. And also using the same thing for Miss Universe, like whatever Funan saying, you're gonna repeat it to get points. That was Arbany did. I don't like that. Keep it real. Be real. And if you're not gonna keep it real, then it's gonna, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. But the one thing that puts me off is anyone being over the top. OTT, this is annoying. And I think we clearly see that with, I think, Puerto Rico with her dislocated walk, the shoulder walk. She was trying to copy Katerina. Come on, girl, be yourself. Don't copy anyone. Don't be gimmicky. I mean, just, I don't like it when girls do everything extra turns, extra talk. I mean, oh God, that's not how you're going to be in real life. There is a way to present yourself on stage eloquently, classy. I mean, class does not go out of fashion ever. So less is more is for me, even with fashion, which I keep saying I want to see more couture fashion on pageant stages. Now I'm tired of all the bling, bling, bling. It looks all itchy and boring. So I would, I want to see couture gowns. I want to see Givenchy, Chanel, inspired gowns. I mean, that's, class. Let's see that again. Yeah, that's
totally agree.
Actually, you have to follow the instructions when it comes to MGI. You really need to listen what Nawat says that he wants. So if Nawat says keep it short and simple, and then it's like, are you really stupid? I'm sorry, Italy, but honey, I almost shoot myself when you kept on talking, So it's just like, really, when he says, just say the important things, because you're screwing yourself, but you're screwing the girls next to you too.
Well, you know what? Let's not forget Miss Grand Turquía, by the way, who monopolized the last group. Come on, this girl, total lack of consideration. She was insensitive to the other girls. Okay, she just blah, 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 her way to death. I mean, she was talking for about 20 minutes or something. Okay, but you know what? She's going to be there. I bet you Nawat's going to pick her in the top 20.
In general, I think that the only complaint that I have is the lack of consistency in the interviews in terms of how they were just driven, the way that they were handled, because there was a lack of consistency in time. The girls in the first groups had so many questions. The girls in the last group only had one question. And then it was like, so there was a lack of consistency. Again, just an observation, not a complaint. Like I said, my girl doesn't need 3 minutes in private to impress them. But if you're going to talk about how the interviews were and how they should be, I think there should be more of a consistent stamp in everyone, because it wasn't fair that the groups in the first part had plenty of time to talk, plenty of questions, and then the last few groups just kept getting less and less and less and less time and questions.
I think they should have timed out. I mean, they should have given the girls at least 3-minute stops. That's it. If you went overboard the time limit, you're eliminated automatically. But there's none of that. There's no rules. Everything was spontaneous. So I hated that. I really didn't like that.
I agree. First group had so many questions, and then second group came in, and that's why I mentioned Italy, because I feel like after 2 questions and Italy going blah 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 blah, maybe Nawat was like, okay, enough. If I ask more questions, we're gonna be here all day. But I was really
if you wanna, Lenka, if you want to have it in terms of, maybe this was the idea that they had, was having it like an open discussion. If you want to have it be an open discussion, let them know. Be like, hey, we're going to be in a group of 8 people. This is an open discussion. We're going to ask a question, and whoever, kind of like what we're doing here. If you want to answer the question, you start answering the question, and then the next one answers the question. Keep it short. If that's what they wanted, it should have been specified. Hey, it's an open discussion. If you want to answer, you talk. But it wasn't specified like that. It was just kind of like, let me ask you, let me ask you, let me ask you, let me ask you. Okay, next.
Yeah, I was missing in the second group the question, what is your goal here? Because I always love to hear the girls answer that question, because when the girls are like, well, I would like to win, but I'll be happy with any placement, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I want a girl who's going to come and say,
I want to win.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I came here for the crown.
Also, I would have loved to hear the question, what have you, they asked the question to most girls, which was, how are you going to promote Miss Grand in your country? I would have loved for you to ask everyone that to compare and see who has done it. And not everyone got to answer that. My girl didn't get to answer that. And I would have loved for her to answer that question.
I agree.
It depends. I think it depends also the vibe of each group. The energy of every group that entered. Every group had a different energy. The group that entered with my girl was a dead group. I'm going to say it right now. That was the most lowest energy, lowest vibe. It was the most boring group ever.
That was great for your girl. Your girl,
and that
you have
that, my
in my radar. She was
like,
amazing.
What the hell is this? Because she was looking, this was the feedback that I got, what nobody saw during. Nawat did not pay attention to any of those girls that were talking. None. He was on the phone.
Yeah.
The only person that he looked at and paid attention, and I'm not just, it's not being biased, it's exactly what happened, was my girl. And he even took a picture of my girl.
He took a picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Because your girl was the best. That group, she dominated that group. Cuba was like, wow, what a great girl, beautiful personality, again, speaks so well, and Nawat so into her.
Yeah, and she wanted to say more, but again, Nawat said, keep it short, to the point, and he kept on rushing the girls, come on, like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And my girl was like, well, I was seeing him trying to, hurrying up the other girls. All of those girls that were speaking, and they were blah, 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 they said nothing, absolutely nothing. And the vibe in that room was dead, but dead. She's like, these girls killed my vibe. She told me, my girl told me, those girls killed my vibe because I was in here and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And I see now what? He rolled his eyes. He didn't even acknowledge them at all. The only one that he acknowledged was my girl. And then afterwards, he told them, bye, go, because he was done, because he was bored. That was the most boring group ever. Sorry for my fellow national directors that will be watching this, but it just, the vibe was not there. And compared to the other groups that came in,
I'm talking.
you know, the other groups that came in that were more lively, it was more talkative, like more engaging. But my group, the group that my girl was in, was the most deadest group ever. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, was that the first group or the second group? I forgot.
No, the third.
The third group.
The third group.
Yes.
Okay.
The third
Can I
group.
ask?
So
Sure.
I joined in really late, so I didn't hear your introduction. I apologize. Who is your girl?
Cuba. I'm the national director for Cuba with Liz Garcia.
I love Liz Garcia. She's my favorite winner. I mean, Isabella, of course, Isa is friend. She's an amazing human being. But like Liz, her speeches, like when she gets on the stage and she talks, you are like in love.
Yes.
And she's
that's
incredible.
Those are great.
So Sophia is basically her little mini me.
Sophia?
Yeah. Sophia has, if you have not seen the video that they took of her talking about the Stop the War speech in regards to Israel and Palestine, if you have not seen the video, I would encourage you all to go see it, because
Okay.
not for nothing, but she freaking killed it. She nailed it. Nawat called her apart and told her, okay, I know you, this was before the interview with the judges. He called her apart and said, hey, I want to film this question with you, but I know you got it. And she looked at him like, oh, okay. So she sat down, she said what she needed to say. She had everybody in production crying, literally. And she walked out and she was like, oh my God, this just happened to me. And I said, I'm just praying, because since she wasn't able to express herself freely in the interview because of, you know, the way it was managed, she's like, I hope, you know, he doesn't judge me because of that. But again, it's like Brian says, you are evaluated from day one all the way to the pageant. So she's been doing great. And I know she's a really strong speaker. It's just sad that the way the interviews were conducted, not those who are very strong speakers weren't really able to express themselves as much as if they were in a, you know, one-on-one interview.
Mhm.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
You had to make the best with the minute that you would get.
yeah.
Because, you know, I'm actually wondering how the girls are going to handle the Stop the War and Violence, because normally the Stop the War and Violence is like generally how to stop the war and violence all around the world, because there's many war conflicts, right? There's 2 billion people pretty much living in a war conflict. And usually like he would leave this to the Q&A, right? Like to ask, like last year, what would you ask Putin if you could talk to him? And then I heard that the girls have to talk about the Israel and Palestine conflict. And I was like,
yeah,
you are stepping in such a huge pile of, because
well, imagine for on our side that in our team we have Palestinians in our team, in the Miss Grand US Virgin Islands team. So just imagine how a little bit more difficult it is for us, you know, because we have to stand with them. They're part of our team and we understand their sentiment. So it's very sensitive. And honestly, I hope she gets to talk about it, because we're passionate about it. So
I'm curious though, because let's face it, if you really, it's a long conflict, and some girls only see right now the news is that Hamas went and killed 800 Israelis. So all the Palestinians
there's
are
more to it.
terrorists. Oh my God. So some girls are like, don't do the education, and they just like, what they just see. And it's been 70 years of conflict, technically 100, because that's when British promised the Zionists the land of Palestine to go and take over. So it's been going on and on and on, and it's so complicated that even the best journalists and experts are still a little bit conflict about, this and that. But I mean, like, it's quite clear what side to stand for, but most of the people are just gonna go neutral because they are scared of the backlash. You know what I mean? Like, they're scared of like people attacking them and so on, because let's face it, the other side has like a lot of businesses all around the world and so on. So if you say it might screw your company, it might screw your family or something, so are you brave enough to go there and say what you really feel like? Did you do your education properly to really know what is happening? It's just crazy.
I completely agree with Lenka. Yeah, you're so right about this. The conflict hasn't gone on more than 70 years. I was like, I think 10 years old when Yasser Arafat, I mean, nobody knows him as well. I mean, these girls were probably not even born when this conflict started. We're much older than them. You're raking the hornet's nest. You don't want to go there because it's so sensitive right now. You are in a position you don't know where to show support, and everybody's just talking about the civilians or the children, and of course the sad hospital bombing. I don't think, I think he is using that. For what purpose? I mean, is he sending them money? Is he funding them? What is he doing? Is he creating some sort of a charity around all the atrocities that are going on? I don't see why is he doing it. I think it's just the Stop the Violence Engfa speech was hilarious. It was stupid. It was a joke. All right. And I think Nawat needs to stop doing all these gimmicks and just keep it simple. And I am totally against the fact that India spoke very well. I think she tiptoed around it. The girls have to tiptoe. You're right, Lenka. They have to tiptoe around it without hurting anyone's sentiment. Because you say something, you're branded as something, right? So it's tricky. It's a very tricky situation. Don't put the girls through that. Just say something like, maybe a message to the people or something like that. I don't think they should talk about it. I hope the girl messes up. So far, I think they have been pretty okay handling this. But I think he should stay out of it because he is not really doing any great charity work for it. I don't know what's his agenda for this. So it comes off as a gimmick to me, and it's real suffering. I don't think it should be in the pageant unless.
I'll be honest. Since I said earlier that we have Palestinians on our team, we had already prepared something since the conflict started that was directed towards that, because we stand beside our team members and we understand them. But we've done the research. We've spoken to Israelis, friends that I have from Miss Universe, actually, and heard their story and heard what they feel. But then we've also listened to our team members, and we've listened and we've asked all the questions as a team to understand the best we can. We'll never fully understand, but I think the girls are really gonna have to prepare themselves and do the research properly, not just on social media. They're gonna have to do kind of like what we did, talk to people that are from there and truly try to understand the conflict and understand both sides and understand that at the end of the day, this is, it might seem silly, but this is a moment that they're going to have on stage where people are going to be listening, and they might just be able to spark up a conversation and spark some interest in people actually understanding just a little bit and being more human. So hopefully, yes, I know that Mr. Nawat is probably just wanting, that moment on stage, but it is in reality a moment where girls could potentially do something beneficial and spark conversation and maybe make people understand what's going on. So hopefully that's what happened. And I hope my girl gets to talk about it because our speech
I hope
is
so too,
good.
Brian. Yeah, and it's wonderful that you've done all that research and prepping them up for this. It's wonderful. But then I don't know what the other girls are doing. You have to keep it neutral. I hope they keep it neutral. In general, war is bad, things like that. Don't specifically take sides because it's a tricky situation. However, I would like to see Nawat actually do something substantial where, yeah, okay, he's like, all right, maybe, donate something to the children or food or whatever, then I would be like, okay, this guy's doing something different. I thought he's just a businessman. He's just he's just another Conan who's doing things in a different way. So that puts me off, and can't wait to see a girl perform. So, yeah, wonderful work, Brian. Just want to say that.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like since I've been national director, everything has happened for a reason and things have just happened, like fallen into place. So when my girl told me, hey, they want us to talk about this, I was like, that's so weird. So I hope that the world, the universe is leading us to where we were supposed to be. But yeah, anything can happen. It's a pageant. Yeah.
It does. The universe guides. I'm a spiritual counselor and healer. So yes, the universal energy, everything happens for a reason, no coincidences. It's destiny. So you're here, we're all here for a purpose and a reason, and it's all part of life's plan. So I do believe that. And so that's
even walking on water. We recorded a video where it had just rained and the floor was all wet and she was slipping on the floor. So that day that happened, she tells me, she's like, it's raining, it's all wet. And I'm like, bro, remember the day that you walked on water and we recorded a video? The world just prepared you for it. So just go with it and do the best you can. So I hope everything is falling into place where it needs to fall.
Okay. All I can say is that this whole idea of making the top 10 girls talk about the Israeli-Palestine conflict is pathetic. I think it's really sad. No matter what the girl says, whether she is for Palestine or for Israel, they're all going to get bashed anyway. They're all going to get screwed big time. So they're all going to get death threats. They're all going to get hate mails from both sides and whatnot. So I think this is really a stupid idea. And again, Nawat is only doing it again for more attention, for marketing strategy and whatnot. But I really think it's stupid. Okay, nobody cares about the conflict except the people who are actually involved. Okay, in that area. This has been going on for 70 years. Does it really affect me personally? No, because I live in the United States. Okay, it doesn't affect me personally. But if you're living within the vicinity of that area, if you're living in Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Israel, of course you're going to be affected. Okay,
it does affect you, Rafa, because you're tax dollars.
Around it. You cannot say, okay, well, I think it was Israel's fault, or I think it was the Palestinians' fault. You cannot say that on a beauty pageant stage, because as a beauty queen, you're supposed to be diplomatic. But in reality, if you're not a beauty queen and you're talking about reality, you have to take sides, because again, it's good versus evil. So the easiest
I don't want
way,
a beauty queen that doesn't take sides and give us her real.
Like what Emma says. Emma says you have to work around. You have to say like neutral words. Okay, I'm going to say this. Okay, in a war between the civilized men and savages, always support the civilized men. That's it, and it's there. And that could pertain to the Palestinians, that could pertain to the Israelis, it could pertain to the Ukrainians, the Russians, whatever. Okay, be neutral as possible when you're competing on a beauty pageant stage. In reality, it's something else. In reality, you have to take sides. That's all I can say.
But the thing is, he always does this. I'm sorry, Lenka. He always does this in every pageant.
He always does this.
It's not. This is not new. This is
part of the
thing
brand.
In Las Vegas. ¿Te acuerdas, Edwin? Do you remember Edwin in Las Vegas? What was happening during that time? The election.
I think I was sitting with you, and I was like really upset. I was really upset because it's like,
are you gonna vote for
the
Trump
booing.
or Hillary?
Yes.
The booing if you said Trump, and
the sad thing,
selected Trump.
You know how the media work to portray this whole horrible image of Trump. Like, so the girls were one-sided and they were all choosing Hillary. And I was like really upset. I remember that I actually got up and left.
I'm sorry, you said the media made him look bad? I thought that this whole thing that he likes to talk about grabbing women by their vagina
Yeah,
and
like
then
No,
being
the
all like
misogyny is
racist and
something
so
that
on.
he's always had, but I'm just talking about Hillary. Portraying Hillary as the good person here
She's
was not
not
actually
good.
the best thing.
He's not good.
Especially
Actually,
because my
she's
father
worse
anyway,
than
is.
none
evil.
of the top 5, the only one that had the right to vote was United States and Puerto Rico, because the other girls don't live in the United States, so they can't.
So their
I mean,
opinion doesn't count.
it was like they can't vote. So it was kind of ironic, the whole last question thing. But he does it every year. Last year was
But I
the
think
same
the good thing
situation.
about that, the good thing about
Rafa.
that is that, I mean, we cannot expect everyone to have our personal opinion. I do have my own personal feelings about it because my dad served in the military, so I knew how things were. My uncle also served in the military, but these girls, like, they don't know anything. They don't. They only know
Yeah.
what they see on their
No,
phones.
especially right now. They're not in a mentality where they're looking on their phones and searching what's going on the world. No, they're
Or even researching.
Like I had to do the research before, like when they said, "Hey, this is happening," I have to do the research. I have to send her the research that I could find because she doesn't have time to be on the phone and looking and
Who
trying to
does?
figure
Nobody
out what's
has
going on.
time.
No one has time.
No one has
They
time.
don't have time, especially right now, especially in the last week. They don't have time. So it is a difficult spot because you're sending the girls uneducated in something that just started when they were coming, they were on their way here. They don't have time. So it is a difficult spot.
Yes.
But in the same time, you do know that the motto of the organization is "Stop the War and Violence." So maybe
you
you
have
should
to know
do research
Starts
about
it.
all
a
the
It's always
all the-
starting it.
But you know,
You can't win with it. You can't win with it.
but you just do the research about everything that's happening around the world, which includes war and violence and so on. I mean, maybe I am just being too much because I study journalism and I actually did my final work to get my degree actually on the Palestine and Israel, war. So I have been really educated on it, but I do educate myself on what is happening around the world because Rafa says it doesn't affect you, but for me as a citizen of this world, I feel like anything around the world should be affecting you. You should be caring about people all around the world, you know what I mean? Not just saying it because I'm beauty queen and I want to be like, oh, I care and so on, but I feel like if there is like something bad happening and someone is being treated unfairly or killed or harmed and so on, as a human being, it's our responsibility to study and learn, to try to at least help a little bit, because maybe I'm one human being, but as Dalai Lama says, what one person can change, did you try to sleep with one mosquito in a room? You know what I mean? Like if you make enough sun and so on, you can help too. You can go and you can like accept refugees in your house. You can go and help refugees in their camps and so on. But, you can educate yourself and know what is happening and truly care. So I take this personally, and I think, this whole Stop the War and Violence, these neutral talks are really not doing anything, because we hear 10 times, oh, there's suffering on both sides and the only way out of it is to sit down and make a peace and so on. But how would you do it if it didn't happen for 70 years? You know what I mean?
I have so much to say. I have so much to say about this whole conflict. No, tonight is not going to take everything. No, it's not going to take it all. Okay. I posted something in my Instagram. I tried to be neutral as possible because I don't want people from both sides attacking me or Hamassing me. There you go. A new word that I invented, Hamassing me. Okay. So I stayed away from it. Okay.
But listen to this. Speaking of Stop the War and Violence, this was the motto of the pageant when it started in 2013. Halfway through the process, they lost it. When they changed it to "We are Grand, the one and only," the Stop the War and Violence disappeared completely. They are only doing it on the speeches. But before, even when Liz was a queen, when Janie Lee was a queen, they cared about this platform and they took the girls to countries such like South Sudan to teach us more about the conflict there. Liz went to Kobani, to have the Kurdistan people in there. And Nawat was passionate about this. Like he was actually using his title holders for this cause. But then, like I said, the weird grand one and only came somewhere along the pandemic, I believe, and it split the pageant in two. So now, for example, we see Isabella, stunning winner, great Miss Grand International. Did they ever take her to any place to do something about stopping the war and violence? I don't think so. And this is something that
too delicate for that.
He used to do this with the former title holder. So if he wants to keep the platform, he should keep working for it. Otherwise, just drop it.
Exactly.
But you know what's funny when you talk about going to these places and we're talking about Israel and Palestine? He did go to a refugee camp with one winner on one side, if you look through the history. Arishka, she went to a refugee camp on one side with Nawat. Just interesting fact.
The last time. Okay, let's move on. Okay, some people had to go early. I know Antonio has to leave because he has to what?
Guru has left the building as well.
Oh yeah, Gautam is too bad. Antonio, okay, you go first. We're gonna pick our top 10 for Miss Grand International. The list can change between now and the finals because, as you know, the preliminaries will start on 22nd. Oh, when is the national costume? That's one of my
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay, so the national costume competition and the preliminaries on the 22nd, and of course the finals, red carpet on the 25th. All right.
No, actually, it's on Friday. The costume is on Friday. Now that I see it here.
Okay. So they keep changing the schedule, updating. Antonio, your top 10.
Okay,
please.
perfect. Okay. Okay, of course,
order.
this is my top 10 right now based on the interview and what has happened before. And as you say, that can change, but I like so far how it is. So my top 10, I mean, the girls from 6 to 10 place, Netherlands, she's spectacular, she's beautiful, but I don't think she connects very well with Nawat. I think she will be in the top 10 because she's standing, but I don't see her more than the top 10. Then it's Nigeria, amazing girl, very exotic. I think she will be there. She's stronger from Africa. Then Peru will be also in the top 10. Why I don't have Peru in my top 5? Because I really think that she killed her chances when she talked about the contract. So I think that she will be only in the top 10. Then Uzbekistan, I don't know how to pronounce that country, I'm sorry. Uzbekistan, yes, right?
Perfect, yep.
Yeah, Miss Uzbekistan, she's amazing, beautiful girl. Like she's gonna be there, and I will be so happy for her. Then to close the top 10 is Vietnam, great host. But again, I don't think Nawat loves her, and Vietnam has been a great host, so she will be in the top 10 for sure. Then my forerunner-up is Miss United States. I think that she's spectacular. She's very strong, but United States won recently, so I don't think she will be more than forerunner-up. Third runner-up, I think Czech Republic. It's obviously that Nawat loves Czech Republic. She was called for an interview, but she was obviously that he was in love with her. I think she will be there. Second runner-up, have Ukraine. Ukraine has the most beautiful face. Nawat also loves her. The sponsor loves her. And imagine if Miss Ukraine will win. That would be a great deal for Nawat as well. First runner-up, I have Colombia. I think Colombia is a great girl. She's very competitive. She's almost perfect. I think that she will be competing maybe 3 years before. She will be for sure a winner, but I think she looks kind of old comparing with the other girls. And my winner, my Miss Grand International, is Miss Myanmar. She's amazing. She's always in fashion. She has a beautiful face. She has a lovely story. She's very peaceful. And I think that Myanmar can be a host next year. So for business, yeah, so the business is there. So yeah, that's my top 10. And being Miss Myanmar, my winner. Guys, I have to go because I have to wake up tomorrow. Thank you very much for the invite, Rafa.
Thank you for coming. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, who wants to go next? Emma.
Can I go next? Because I need to leave as well. And I have those list as well. So I'm going to go top 10.
Sure.
Mine is actually, okay, so from the bottom to the top, Colombia, Peru, Philippines, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Myanmar, Netherlands, Indonesia. And my top 3 actually are Czech Republic, India. And I'm confused about number 1, to be honest. But I think United Kingdom,
Egypt.
to be honest. Greece. No, United Kingdom. United Kingdom, definitely number one. I like Czech as well. So India, Czech, and United Kingdom, these top three, they're fantastic. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I love them. So Guru's top 10 from the bottom is Netherlands, Myanmar, India, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Czech Republic, USA. Chelsea Christ, he said he gives a Chelsea Christ vibes. He's written that here.
Yes.
Philippines, he said Nikki. I'm not sure who Nikki is. Anyone knows who Nikki from Philippines? He's getting
Nikki? Nikki
Nikki
Demora.
is Philippines.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Peru. Number 1 is Colombia. Oh, okay. He thinks Colombia is gonna win.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Excellent
So
list.
that's
Thank you,
our
Emma.
top. And thank you guys for being here. Loved meeting all of you. And wait for our show as well on MGI as well. We're waiting for our topics. So I will catch you all later.
Will we assemble after the finals? We can talk about the finals.
Yes. We have to. There's gonna be a whole lot of controversies to talk about and funny
Definitely.
moments to talk about as well. Yeah.
Have a
So if you guys
wonderful
watch the
day,
channel-
darling.
Thank you, my sweetheart.
I'll talk
And
to you
lots
later.
of love and light to all of y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Mwah.
Thank you, darling.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao. All right, let's go with Noemi. Who are your choices? Top 10.
Okay,
From bottom to top.
from bottom to top. Okay.
Egypt.
Or random order if you want.
Egypt. Yeah.
Turkey.
No. Okay. So I have Costa Rica.
Ooh.
Okay.
Very beautiful.
Yes. I have Costa Rica. I have India. I have United States, Puerto Rico. I have Philippines, Colombia. What's the other one? Myanmar. Vietnam is going to be top 10, definitely, because it's the host. I have, what's the other one? Peru and Netherlands.
Yes.
I have winning. I have 2 countries. The crown, I could tell you right now, the crown is not going to the Americas.
Really?
It's not going to the Americas. I'm sorry. It's not going to the Americas. Everybody think it's going to the Americas. I don't think it's not going to the Americas.
Europe.
It is either going to go to Asia or Europe.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
If it goes to Asia, Myanmar. If it goes to
Europe.
Europe, I have Netherlands. And did I not say Czech Republic in my group? Because Czech Republic should be in there. Either Netherlands or Czech Republic. But it could be a mix up or it depends, because I'm liking Spain, but there's something off with Spain. I'm liking her, but I'm not sure.
But she can't sing.
Huh?
She can't sing.
Watch the best song in the world. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh Lord. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to the Americas, honestly. If you look at the recent prize that Nawat is offering about going to
London.
London.
Ah, that's a good hint. So it
Now,
could be
what doesn't
huge.
announce things without giving a little hint?
Interesting.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
yeah. So I think Europe has a really good chance of getting in there.
So UK could make the list, could make the top 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
UK. I feel UK be top 20.
Mhm.
I feel Nigeria being top 20 as well. For Africa, I don't see her top 10, but I see her top 20. She could be a surprise. It depends on the prelims.
Mhm.
Uh,
All right, that's a good list. Thank you. Who wants to go
Can I-
next? Georgie.
Okay, I have top 16. So I have Angola in my 16th spot. I think she's really good at passerella. She's always a show starter, so I actually really
She
like
is the
her.
best. She sets the tone. Yeah.
Mhm.
Technically, the second one it should be Albania, but I don't mind that. You know, she's the first one. I like her. So after that, I have Miss India. I think she's very eloquent. She looks beautiful in the sari. I really like her. I think Thailand will be there. I don't think this is the strongest Thai delegate, so I think she'll be maybe in the top 20. Ghana, I really like her because she has a beautiful voice. She sings really well. And yeah, I think she'll be there. Definitely. I think she'll win the grand voice award as well. Paraguay, she reminds me of Liz Garcia, the Miss Grand International.
Yeah,
It's something
a little bit.
A little bit.
really
Yeah.
warm, friendly. Like I like her energy. Like I think she will be there in the top 20. Germany, which I think no one has mentioned, but I actually was really impressed by Germany. For the interview, she works as a soldier for the German military, and I think that's kind of cool. Like that's kind of interesting because people think of beauty queens, they think of like glitz and glamour, you know, like feminine energy. So I like Germany. Yeah.
Mhm.
My top 10, Ukraine is in my 10th place because beautiful girl. One thing you guys did not mention is that she's very good at marketing, like the promoting the brands. A lot of the sponsors really like Miss Ukraine because of her beauty. She just has that really, you know, the beauty standard that fits the Asian market. So I think Ukraine will be there. Czech Republic will be there, of course. She can sing, she can dance. I'm a little bit hesitant to put her in top 5 because she's so young. She's like 19. So I'm not sure she'll be in top 5. Vietnam, of course, she's a host country. Dominican Republic, I think she's beautiful. I think she should go to Miss Universe. I know she's a bit young, but in a couple of years, I think she should go for Miss Universe. Netherlands I actually had in the top 5 originally, but I don't think Mr. Nawat likes her after looking at the close to interview. So top 10, yeah. So my top 5 in the 4th runner-up, I have Indonesia. We all know that this is not a secret. You know, Mr. Nawat loves Indonesia. Indonesian fans love Miss International, and she has been doing really well in every single challenges. I think Ritasha will be in top 5. USA, I actually really like her when her hair is like all like crazy and curly. It just shows so much character. I loved her in the national pageant. I want to see more of that. Even though I really want her to win, I know she's not going to win because America has already won. So yeah, unfortunately. The last one from Asia, I think will be Myanmar. I think she'll be in top 3. She's amazing. Like she can promote the brand, all of that, but the country is not in the best state. You know, they still have a civil war in Myanmar, so I don't think he will crown a country who is not that great in like the politics. So I don't think it's gonna be Myanmar. My top 2, I'm not sure who's gonna win between these two because I like both of them. But my heart says Colombia will be the first runner-up. She's really well prepared. She's a pageant veteran. She's stunning, tall, well-spoken. She has done her homework, preparation, all of that. But my heart says Perry is going to win because she's so popular. She has tons of followers. She can sing. She's exactly what Mr. Nawat is looking for in terms of the music, singing, concert, performance. And I think she'll do a really good job of promoting the Miss Grand International brand to the Latin America and other parts of the world. So Peru is my winner.
Good choices, George. Love it. Ed, your turn.
About top what?
Top
25.
10.
No, just kidding.
Top 25.
Okay. Well, I'm always gonna root for my home country, for Panama because but this is a personal thing because the road that she had to go through to get to Miss Grand was really, really rocky. A lot of people don't know her story, and she's not one to talk about it, which I respect. This is what we were talking about like an hour earlier. She had a lot of things happening to her, but she's there. So Julia, I'm proud of you. So we will see what happens because every time Panama places, she was never a favorite in any pageant. So, okay, based on that, what I have seen, because usually I don't make an assessment before I see them on stage.
Right.
Especially Miss Grand. But for me, it's Peru. I mean, I was kind of disappointed when she arrived. She was not at her A game, but now that I see her face, I see how she conducts herself, I see her singing and everything. I think she's great. I like USA a lot. some looks more than others. She always should stay curly. When she puts the ponytail, it's not that, the impact is not the same. I like Indonesia a lot. There are a couple of girls who are in the wrong pageant. Like George said, Dominican Republic should go to Miss Universe. Bonaire should go to Miss Universe.
Yes.
Costa Rica in Miss Universe would be a runner-up.
Mhm.
Imagine that. And she was in Miss Costa Rica, I think twice, and she didn't win. And she
I
should
don't
be there.
understand that. I don't understand
And
that. She's so well spoken.
it's the same way that I think Italy should go to Supra because she's the type.
Just
She's
very
tall, she's
showy.
bubbly.
Very
Yeah, she's charming. And I think Indonesia and Laos should go to Miss World. But based on that, I mean, Peru, Colombia, USA, Puerto Rico, who I like a lot, and Indonesia, for me, at the moment, are the top 5. And I also have Netherlands, give or take. I hope he brings her A game in the preliminaries.
Mhm.
But the rest are kind of like in the same level. So there's a strong group of about 20 girls, but I just cannot decide who's gonna make top 10 and who's not. For at least not for now, I'm sure.
Mhm.
And I could make some honorable mentions. For example, Myanmar, George is right. I mean, they hosted Myanmar hosted in 2018. We also what happened to the girl who went in 2020.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the situation has gotten better. She's a great contestant, but politically speaking, it's a risk.
Right.
I don't know. And Vietnam, of course, is going to be there. She's winning the voting. Philippines, I really love Philippines. I was rooting her for her to win. She's not doing anything to set her apart from the other girls. Like her energy is really low unless it's a strategy, which I don't think. She's so beautiful and she gets lost in the crowd. And I also want to commend Brian for his work with Heather Marie because she is an amazing competitor. And in the most difficult pageant, because Miss Gran is the most difficult one, for you to stay mentally stable in the middle of all this turmoil is a victory by itself. Oh, and Japan, Rafa. I love Japan. For me, Japan should win. For me, she should win. Yeah, and she can sell her products on MGI store on TikTok.
That'd be fun.
Who's next?
All right. Let's go with Lenka.
Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of the things I was basing previously on the long conversation I had with Nawat in May in Czech Republic.
You talk with Nawat every night, right? Every day?
Yeah, but I'm saying back then what he told me, and he said, no matter what this year, the girl has to fit the market. Be able to fit the market to work for the local, brands. And she needs to be a singer because he said this year, at least like a decent singer. I mean, this year he said it's all about the money. He wants a girl who is gonna make him a money because Isabella for me is the most beautiful winner facially and so on ever. She's so sweet and so on, but she doesn't really fit the market, right? With the light hair, with the very beautiful Angelina Jolie face. So she wasn't booking that many campaigns, and she knows she's gonna make more money when she comes back home to Latin America, right? Engfa was making him so much money. So, he was really, really pushing on the fact that the girl needs to fit the market. And he said he really hopes for the Europe this time. He really wants the new continent. But of course he can hope for Europe, but if there is no one strong, then that can change. So, I was thinking originally someone, thin, pale, with dark hair, who can look kind of like mixed Asian and so on, because I have been living in Thailand for 20 years and I know what kind of a girls book jobs here and not. But that can also change because he's always changing his idea. But I was just saying, this is how I was thinking before. And I always felt because of that, Czech Republic really fit the description because she can sing. She has that mixed look because she's half Czech, half Japanese. So she can work here really well. She's a singer. She just had a song coming out actually with one of the most popular Thai bands. And, you know, she has been here multiple times and she has tons of fans here and in Cambodia. But I know she has not been giving us the best performance lately. So the thing is, I have many like favorites, but I cannot decide because, for example, I love USA. I don't know if she's marketable here, but she's gorgeous. She's amazing and everything. Peru, I think she has that advantage of so many
Brian
followers.
nods his head.
Huh?
Brian's nodding his head for her.
No, I'm just like saying this is how I was thinking before. But like now I'm really confused because I don't know which girl can make him the most money. There's a lot of contenders who are really strong. And I think at this moment it's about consistency, that you don't have to be the best at everything, but you always have to be consistent and don't literally fuck up one thing. You just always have to be at that level of being good. You have to make sure that you're on time. For example, I really love Nigeria, but I'm hearing from everyone how late she is everywhere, that everybody's waiting for her for 30 minutes, right? So yeah, I do love Peru, but I don't know if she came to win or if she came to get to top 10 because she's not really promoting it to her 4.5 million, and she keeps on, showing the pictures of kissing her boyfriend, which everyone knows Nawat hates. So for me, I'm like, she came for top 10 to get more followers, to get more connections, and come back to Peru more popular. I love Indonesia because she's a hard worker. She's a sweet girl. And of course, Ivan and Nawat has a close relationship. So of course, she's not going to be left out. I don't like the changes of the appearance they did after she won that much, but she is an amazing human being. I love Japan. I love I love my Netherlands. That's my favorite sentimental because I feel like she has all the criterias and she's a hard worker. She has been, doing gymnastics ever since she was a little kid. So when our kids were playing outside, she was training. She knows how to really like give up everything in her life and focus hard. And the one thing people don't know, she has been really sick. She had a fever when she was in an interview and singing, and she wasn't using it as an excuse and stuff. But I don't know about Nawat's thinking right now. Oh, Ukraine might be a big surprise, of course, because I mean, she has a gorgeous face, body, walk, and so on.
Yeah, but she has a heavy bottom though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if she wins, then it's gonna be the talk of the world, and he can invite Zelensky to Thailand and make these political statements, and
She needs to lose at least 30 pounds.
But in the same way that goes for not lose. I don't know how to say it correctly.
Love to
But we
lose.
were talking about Colombia, right? Like everybody's thinking that she's gonna win, and I am like, she's gorgeous and she's talented, but also think she's in a wrong competition because her body type, her look, and the way she talks and so on, it's not really the thing that Thailand is accustomed to. And so there's a lot of like front runners. I'm really looking forward to.
But see, this is what I don't understand. If Miss Grand International is supposed to be international and trying to appeal to the international market, why do we always have to rub Thailand in? Why does the Thai concept always count all the time? It has to branch out of Thailand. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, baby?
Yeah, but Rafa, it's the same way as Supra has to cater to Polish and Miss Universe has to cater to American.
Well, I hate Poland anyway.
All of them do the same. They all do the same, She's gonna live in Thailand. I think that's why they do it.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, also it's a business, right? So if you pick a girl that is not gonna work in your market where you are based, your company, and then you're not making money and the sponsors are not happy, how are you gonna continue to do, in every year and in every year and every year?
Especially if it already happened this year, not being so profitable.
Yes. So sometimes you just have to like pick someone who is gonna make sponsors and fans happy. And I mean, there was never a blonde winner. I mean, you can say that 2015 was a blonde winner, but she didn't win. Agnes won. She only got the crown. Claire got the crown after Agnes was dethroned. because as much as blonde girls are beautiful, but they are not making money in Thailand at all. So, I mean, it's really hard, like you always have to make also sure that you keep on existing. It's not always fair, right? Beauty pageants.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's subjective. Hello. Okay.
Mhm.
So you don't have a clear winner now. You have to. You want to wait.
But I wanna say, of course, I freaking love Heather. Of course, I freaking love Cuba and Brazil. I just don't talk about it that much because I don't really want to sound biased. You know what I mean?
Oh, please
Because
do. That's why we're here for. Hello.
Yeah, but I love Brian so much, and I just met you, Scott.
They have
but
Noemi and Brian have thick skin. Okay, they can handle everything. Just be honest.
Tell me she's
But
Go for
terrible.
it.
Go ahead.
Go
but
for it.
it's also like you also know more of the stories about the girls because we are closer, so we know more about the girls, so we have a tendency to also like grow more closer to them. I mean, I absolutely love Adriana from Brazil because I know like how hard she had it. Like she actually had 2 family members passing away and she didn't talk about it, and she was fighting through all of this. And then, she's going against bias because everybody thinks that Brazil has so many sponsors and that they are buying the votes when that's not a truth. You know what I mean? Like they don't have sponsors. And, of course, past year was a winner from Brazil. So it's really hard to go there and still fight and so on.
I don't think there's going to be a back-to-back this year. Sorry, Brazil. Sorry, Enrique. No back-to-back.
No, I'm just saying, like, I really love her because, like, all of this shit, and she keeps on fighting and not complaining. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I have a feeling I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm sorry. Now
All
I was
right.
talking too
It's
much.
been an
but
hour.
Yeah, you're like Miss Turkey. You're rambling and stuff. All right.
Sorry.
Brian, your turn, dude.
Yeah, so mine is kind of spotty because I've been very focused. But I do have kind of like a list that I've been making based off, especially what I've seen last night. I kind of revised it. Being traveling the whole day is not easy, and then coming back with good energy into rehearsals is difficult. So I kind of took that in consideration as well. And for me, consistency is key. So for me, I picked the girls that are more consistent in my eyes. And obviously based off things that we've heard, like Lenka just said. So I have kind of like a random order. I have a top 10. I can't have actually I only have 16 girls here, so I'll mention them, but I have Japan, I have Angola, I have Thailand, I have Netherlands, I have Myanmar, I have US Virgin Islands, I have Puerto Rico, and then I kind of have a top 5 of potentially USA, Colombia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and my winner is still the same. I think Czech Republic, based off everything that allegedly we know that the organization wants, she would be the most well-rounded person. Like I said before, for me, consistency is how you win a pageant. And a lot of girls have not been consistent in terms of everything. And for me, these girls that I've mentioned have been consistent. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, but anything can happen, honestly.
Okay, my turn. Number 10, Japan, because of her sex toys. Number 9, India, because I think she's a silent killer and she's gorgeous. Number 8, Myanmar, for all the reasons that you guys mentioned. Number 7, Indonesia, because Nawat loves Indonesia and the love is returned. Number 6, Philippines, even though she hasn't, as some of you said, she hasn't really shown, her best, but I think she's been very, very consistent. And this is all strategy, Ed. I think it's all strategy.
I hope so, because she is amazing.
Well, not only that, the fact that they invited Roberta Tamundong to host, why would they not pick Philippines if they want more Filipino audience, to watch the pageant? Number 5, Vietnam.
Keep watching.
Yes. Number 5, Vietnam. Okay, host country, and she's beautiful. She's very eloquent, and everybody loves her. Number 4, USA. She's not going to win because USA has already won. And but she's amazing. Number 3, Peru. I don't think she's going to win because what Antonio had mentioned earlier about the contract issue and that she's too emotionally attached to her boyfriend, whose penis is permanently attached to her vagina. Number two is Netherlands. Okay. She was my original winner, Netherlands. But now I'm having not doubts for herself, but doubts for myself. Okay. And the fact that she aced that she went to all the activities despite the fact that she was ill, to me earned her a lot of points because that's exactly what a real beauty queen should be. Okay. And my winner, some people don't like her, Colombia, George, did you not make a note of the interview, the group interviews? Most of the girls chose Colombia. She got 7 votes, didn't she? I think 7 votes. Yeah, 7 of the 8 girls picked Colombia, but Colombia picked Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a winner.
Yeah, I actually forgot to say I want Hong Kong to win so I could make Maria happy and proud because she taught her so well. You know, so if Hong Kong wins, Maria could be proud of herself as a coach. And
now, a note about Czech Republic. I had Czech Republic in my top 5, but the more I observe her, the more I see her interact with the other girls. I think to me, she's lost her energy. Sometimes there are moments where I feel like she's faking it. You know what I mean? She plays cutesy like a little girl, you know, but deep down inside, I think she's really not very happy. She's not a very happy girl.
She's a baby. That's why.
What?
She's a baby. She's only 19.
Well, Philippines is 19. You see the level of maturity the Philippines is showing.
Yeah, but for me, Czech Republic is a total model. She's a model. She's not a beauty queen. She's a model. She has the model look. She dresses like a model. She behaves like a model. But then the transition to beauty queen is kind of difficult, you know, because in order to be a beauty queen, you have to give yourself to the people, something like I don't see she's really invested in. I think that's why.
I don't know, and I also think too that all this fame has gone to her head. For some reason, she doesn't strike me as a very humble girl. It's just I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe Lenka, you could you could say something about that. So I don't know. You know her better than anybody else.
That's not the energy I picked up yesterday.
Let's face it. If I work with someone, either way, I really love them. Or if I see some personality problems, will I ever expose it? No. So you don't ask me. No, but I mean,
you're being diplomatic.
Not being diplomatic. I'm just saying the truth. Like whatever comes out of my mouth, how can you believe it, right? I mean, of course, I'm gonna say she's wonderful, but yes. Am I telling you she's wonderful and so on? I mean, listen, I know she really wants it though. She has been here like 5 times. We went to Cambodia. She did a lot. But I think she sometimes feels like she's there and then she already got Nawat's attention and she's stopped working hard. You know, she needs to realize that, you know, you need to be every day. You know, you need to do the right hashtags promoting, you need to answer all of your fans on Instagram. You know, you have to give best performance all the time. You cannot like fall asleep because you think that you are already favorite. But, you know, her Andy is there right now. And I know Tatiana, and then Tatiana is cutthroat. So she might be performing now better. And we'll see, you know. I think it's anyone's game right now.
Change, yeah.
I think we're all
preliminaries.
What? We're all confused. We don't know what's going to happen, honestly.
Yeah. I think
go either way.
I think Nawat is mentally ill, to be honest. Either that or he's hearing voices. I don't know. Is he superstitious? Does he consult with psychics or mediums?
I think there's a reason why every year is held on October 25th, you know?
Oh yeah, that's right. So what is the meaning of that day?
I don't know, but it's interesting.
Ask Lenka.
Funny thing is, I don't know that one, but I know that he does use psychics and so on, because funny enough, in Thai Buddhist culture, you actually have in some temples monks that are like telling you your future and so on. And I remember during Miss Grand Thailand this year, one of the favorites was a girl called Chair M. She was previously at Miss Universe Thailand, and she's not your classical beauty, but she has this unique look, and she's so intelligent. And always when she speaks, she gets you and so on. And fans loved her. She was like ruling. Everybody thought she's gonna win. And then there was incident when they were doing like reading from the cards, the future and so on, and she refused because she said that her religion is Catholic, and she doesn't want to do it. And she started, like refusing like what Nawat said and so on. And then she realized she's not even getting like to win. And I think top 10 or top 11, the bestseller or favorite, right, George?
Top 11. Yeah, 11.
Yeah, and she literally asked her fans to stop voting for her because she doesn't want to be tied down with the contract of the organization, if she's not gonna win. It was really interesting situation.
Interesting.
She went from like hero to zero.
Well, I visited a temple the other day in Thailand, and I asked for enlightenment for my queen. So I hope that helps.
Should get the blessing, the tattoos.
I know, yeah. It was beautiful. It was very beautiful.
Comment from Jose. Brian will regret later on not considering Peru. She's on everybody's list.
I mean, technically she's commercial. We don't know what loves commercials, like girls who can make money, make it rain, and she can't do that. I think that's why I selected her as a winner, because I think she can actually.
She's very talented. She's very talented in Spanish, but in English, she doesn't have the same level of speaking abilities in English. Does she have charisma? Sure, but in Spanish, she's way better. She's a star in Spanish.
Yeah, like I know that she's not fluent in English, but I don't think Nawat minds that as much, because the girl who made so much money last year is Enfa. She cannot even speak English properly. So I don't think being able to be fluent in English matters to win Miss Grand International. I'm just looking at the numbers, and Peru is like miles ahead. Like she has tons of followers. She's already a celebrity in her country, right? So she has the number to back up. And if she does a concert,
have we checked the likes? Yes, she has followers, but let's check the likes and the comments on her.
They're all robots.
Yeah, like I'm looking for someone who could make money, like, right? Like if I'm Mr. Nawat, I'm looking for someone who could make me money, because he goes to TikTok every day. He sells all his like chili paste, all the MJ products, and I'm sure he's looking for someone who could do that for him, like Engfa did last year. She made like millions of baht.
So then we pick an Asian country because his market and
It's
what
Asia.
he's closer to is Asia, not Peru. Like Peru's not going to sell chili powder on TikTok. People aren't going to buy that. She's gonna have to sell something Peruvian then for people to buy it.
Because he already has that in Thailand.
And also you said, George, you said that USA couldn't win because they've already won, but Peru has won too, so she can't win. If we're following what you said.
Right.
And it's nothing against Peru. I just think all of us are lost and we don't know who's gonna win.
That's true. Yeah, it's just that I'm looking at numbers, and like it's all about like Nawat loves numbers.
All about numbers.
Rafa,
but that interesting.
Yeah, but I don't think
they
they're
did
gonna
say,
repeat a crown. Not
no,
yet.
not that early. But
That's
Rafa,
why
what
Peru,
did they
that's
say?
why Peru is not going to win. USA is not going to win. Vietnam's not going to win. Indonesia is not going to win. No.
Yeah.
They say that he's gonna regret it. Rafa, that was the comment. Like, is Brian gonna get shot if Peru wins? Is his plane gonna crash? Because these people sometimes act like our lives depend on our predictions, and it's like sometimes you miss, sometimes you hit the winner. But that comment was kind of like, are you gonna regret it? I'm like, what?
Ask around.
Are you a
I
monster?
support every single girl.
Are you a monster? Are you gonna kill him or gonna shoot him? It's like the comment when they said that like US Virgin Islands is as boring as butter. And my grandmother used to tell me butter is what gives life to bread. So I'm like, why is boring as butter? So sometimes it kind of like it compares with the comments we get every time our predictions are released, like, oh, you're gonna get your lesson when Colombia wins. You're gonna get your lesson if Venezuela wins, because Colombia and Venezuela are in our top 2 in Miss International, and we still get insulted, So sometimes these people, I don't know what they're thinking. like
They're
experts.
they're just fans. They're just fans, and it's understandable. You feel passion for your country. Of course, I feel passionate for my country. And listen, my girl has been surrounded and swimming with big dogs like Puerto Rico and USA, and they're my countries. They're my countries. So I feel some type of way. I'm like, I want all of them to win, but at the end of the day, only one's going to win. It's a competition. It might not be any of my countries. It might not be my girl. It might not be Noemi's girl. It might not be Lenka's girl. Like, it is what it is. It's a pageant, and we accept it. We know we've worked hard, and that's all you do. Like, and I understand the passion of people. That's great. It's what gives life to pageant. But will I regret if a girl wins? No. One of them is going to win.
But it's
You know,
it's
Rafa,
kind of
when you said that you think that what is mentally ill, I was gonna tell you, because I've been doing Miss Grand since the first year. I was fortunate enough to be the first person there, the first person that Nawat and Teresa trusted to go cover the pageant. And I must say that even with the tailbone breaking and the sleeping and the bad singing and everything that's going on, I have really enjoyed following this year's competition.
Yeah.
Like,
All of us
you know,
have, yeah.
and it doesn't happen to me all the time. Like, even though we have all these things going on, he knows how to provide entertainment, which in the end is the end product. You see,
And let
so
me tell you,
whoever
for the girl,
wins, we're gonna be like, if a favorite wins, okay. If a non-favorite wins, okay. I mean, she's not gonna work for us. But I think that he has done a great job in knowing how to promote the pageant. I think that we are here fighting and screaming and everything. And I don't do this for Miss Universe ever. You see?
for me, I think he's a genius. I don't agree with his decisions and so on always, but seriously, he managed to make it #1 competition in the world in like 11 years. And it's so exciting. I love beauty pageants, but most of the beauty pageants, you have to really drag me to watch the full finale. It's so boring, so expecting, same thing over and over again, But MGI, there's always some twist, some crazy shit going on, excitement. It's like train wreck sometimes, and it just forces you to watch it, and it's exciting and it's fun. And I mean, like, Nawat is playing mind games with us right now with the whole interview thing, with the whole Palestine Israel talking thing, with like telling me what he's looking for. But I know he told our close people what he's looking for, and it's different names every single time, and he's making us like on our needles, like we're like, who is it gonna be? I will keep on talking about it all day long. Nobody even knows Miss International is happening right now because we're all like, Miss Grand. And last year finale, I was there, and I was just the whole time like, whoa. It's gorgeous show and everything. So he's great. Like he makes controversial things. But does it work? Does it make money? Does it make people watch? Yeah.
Yes, it does. It does.
Definitely.
If MGI were a sport, it would be soccer. I compare MGI to soccer because it's just so, there's a lot of drama, a lot of entertainment, a lot of anxiety and joy and ecstasy, all the emotions, under one wrap, under one umbrella.
And ultimately, the excitement that we used to feel for Miss Universe, with respect to Miss Universe, we have it now for MGI.
Yeah.
That excitement that we used to feel is here.
Yeah.
And the girls are also getting value. You go to Miss Universe, you work super hard, you spend all this money, you're there for 2 weeks, you don't do anything. Here they've been here for 3 weeks, and they've done so much. No matter if you don't win, once they leave, once they stand on that plane and they get back home, they're gonna feel like they actually had something of value.
Exactly.
And that's what other pageants have failed to provide.
Yeah, and he gets 10
go ahead.
crowns too. So 10 girls are gonna get like around 2 months to actually milk any opportunity to travel around, to connect with the fans, make the connections, grow her followers and everything. So, like there could be in top 10 a girl who is gonna overshadow the actual winner and take it out. I mean, last year top 10 Cambodia, right? She didn't even make top 5, but is she really gigantic and huge right now and making so much money? Yes, she
Yes.
is. So
And to the fans, like, also use that passion, feel that passion. It's great, but also be objective. Go search, go look at lives, go look at the contestants' profiles, go look at the sponsor profiles. A lot of you don't pay attention to that. Go look at the sponsor profiles, see who these girls, who are the girls that are being featured, who are the girls that are really getting out there, who's really promoting the brand, because they do pay attention to that. And you might be surprised. You might be like, oh, look at that.
but also if you're a true fan, then you should realize that like attacking and spreading hate and so on is literally going against the message, and it's just so aggressive, and I feel like it's hurting your own girl. There are nations that when you don't mention their name, they're gonna go on my Instagram and literally I would get 1,000 death threats, you know, just not mentioning the name, you know. I mean, it's not really making me like your girl even like more now. Like it actually makes me like this, you know. So be supportive, be nice. And you know, I even had a problem because when I would comment on our girls, because you know, like I love Netherlands so much, and when I express it, people are like, oh, so you don't like your own country? And I said, that doesn't mean I don't like my own country, but I like to write a nice comment and support girls when they do really well, when they are working really hard, because it should be about spreading positivity. And there is 10 spots for the girls. So why not support our girls? Why not?
And if you don't win this one, Miss International is the day after. Maybe you'll win that one. Who knows? So calm down.
But you know something, Rafa, in the early days of Global Beauties, when we provide coverage, I kept thinking, because I got the opportunity to leave the backstage of both Miss Grand and Miss Supranational. And I knew what was going on, but the people outside didn't. And now Miss Grand is providing those exact same moments. Like they're doing live stream for everything. They go to the bathroom, live stream. They're eating, live stream. Like if they're going on a plane, separate planes, live stream. And we get to see all of that. And we are like about 2 weeks into the pageant, and we can recognize these girls when they're not wearing our sashes, their sashes. Yeah. So that's a good job they're doing.
That's
true. And they're working hard, Edwin.
Like I told Enrique once, like this thing, the game of covering a competition has completely changed. With social media, with the technology, everything. So it's up to you, it's up to the fans, like what amount of content you're going to follow. I cannot follow everything. I think I'm satisfied with what I get, but there's something for everybody, like all these lives, all these backstage things that they're doing.
Yeah.
But
I cannot. I can't think of a contestant who doesn't have an iPhone. Does everybody have an iPhone?
Probably.
So
and
for
also
example,
appreciate these girls. These girls are like, they're human. They're human, and they are not sleeping. They're having a day where it's just go, 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 go for 25 days.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard not to feel some type of way because we're human. Even the best girl.
I totally agree. You know what? Speaking of lives, every time a Miss Grand International contestant goes live, I immediately watch the live. Okay. And for 99.9% of the time, these lives are so entertaining, spontaneous, unpredictable. You know, they behave who are they supposed to behave. Whereas when I compare the lives of MGI with that of Miss Universe lives are just kind of like, what am I watching? You know, they're so serious most of the time, the Miss Universe girls. They always talk about nice stuff. They never talk about bad about other things. You know what I mean? You know, give me reality, give me rawness. That's what I want. That's why I enjoy MGI lives.
That's because Miss Universe is suffering from existential crisis.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they know they're dying. That's why. So,
like, I hope they don't. I mean, I respect the woman that is called Miss Universe, and I would love to live to see their 75th anniversary if it's gonna be something big. I wish it would, probably under other ownership. I don't know, because it was actually Miss Universe the reason that I'm here sitting right now. I mean, it was the first pageant I followed. It doesn't exist anymore.
No,
but
the name will always be special. The name will always be special for all of us that follow pageants. But the reality is the reality. it's not giving us the entertainment that we expect.
And I'm afraid that with Kunan, it's gonna be dead before El Salvador.
I don't know.
even.
We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I mean, this is going to be her first production, so we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen in El Salvador.
Yeah, but you know, did you read the comments she said in Cosmo about Miss Universe not being anymore about men, that they were women for
Yeah,
women
I
and
saw that.
everything? And ever since I was a kid, Miss Universe has been about women and about confident women. It's like when they say pageantry, reimagine or reinvented, I get offended because there is nothing to reinvent. It's like you're calling all former title holders before you're calling them misogynistic bimbos.
Not good enough.
And it's not true.
Mhm.
All these queens, ever since I was born, all of them have been the same mold that keeps on winning. And even in the Trump era, we get winners like Jennifer Hawkins, like Natalie Glebova, like Zuleika, you know, strong women, Leila Lopez. And then for Kun An to say that we are no longer allowing men, we are doing this for women. When Trump took over in 1998, he put two women in the presidency position, Maureen Riley and Molly Mills. I don't know if you remember, Rafa.
Yes, I remember.
And
her.
Molly was the one who coined the term redefined for today. And then they started having Miss USA focus more on academic achievements, but it was always about it. Always, all the time, all the winners are respectful women. So I don't know why they keep on believing that awarding beautiful women doesn't make them empty, or talking about an empowerment that is already there. I think that if Kunan was going to buy Miss Universe, he should have learned more about its history and not just talk because of the sake of it.
Well,
Yeah.
also remember that the majority of the fans for pageants are gay men. So excluding us and putting us to the side like we don't exist, we are the motors behind these girls.
Yeah.
Almost every single girl will have at least a handful of gays behind her, of men behind her. So it's very disheartening to feel like they want to exclude us because they want to push this agenda of inclusion. Like the reality is that we are the backbone of pageantry.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't imagine Conan excluding Palestinian gay makeup artists. Can you believe that? Hello.
I mean, even today we have like so many men on this chat. I think that kind of is a testament that beauty pageant fans are majority men, especially like gay men. I mean, that's the fact.
Well, I don't think a pageant can exist without gay men, period.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
Who do you think is teaching these girls how to twirl and look and smize into cameras? It's mostly gay men. Come on.
Who taught them to walk in 10-inch heels? Gay man. Hello.
Who makes the best dresses? Gay man. Who makes the best makeups? Gay man. I'm sorry, but
right.
yeah.
Who taught them to be bitchy? Gay man. Hello.
Who brings out the drag queen out of them? Gay men.
There you go.
Who is Anne? Who is Anne?
A trans woman.
Right. See, this whole
So
idea of
standing
Miss
up there and
Universe,
saying it's only
Conan-
about women.
Conan's idea of redefining Miss Universe is all about based on her persona. She's a trans woman. She's over 40. She has children. So that's the reason why she changed it. She changed all the rules. It's because of her to adapt to her persona. So I wouldn't be surprised if she sells the pageant one of these days and she ends up competing in it.
Oh yeah. I said she changed the rule about the age and so on, so she can actually win next year.
Right. George, what are you doing? Are you like, sniffing drugs? What is that?
No, it's
What the hell is that? Is that your
I'm
breakfast?
Thai
breakfast?
That
now.
in
I have
Thailand.
those. I have those. I'm Thai now.
Is that illegal?
yeah,
No,
it's
it's not
legal.
illegal.
Those are like a herbs to just like
buy it?
kind of make you breathe better and so
bought a
on, but
bunch.
we all love it. And sometimes in Thailand, people would literally walk around with it in a nose. Just
In
like
their
walk-
nose. Yeah, I saw. Dummy.
How absurd.
Can I have the inhaler? Can you show it to me?
Love it.
Yeah,
I bought a bunch of them, you know, because it was a thing.
By the way, when you were talking about the industry being based on gay men, we remember a recent male competition which had a guy who was obviously homophobic, and then he didn't really place. And I was like, why are you even jumping in a beauty pageants if you do not like to be touched or even close to a gay man.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
crazy.
Mr. Lebanon and Mr. International that took place in Thailand.
Mhm.
It was a cultural thing, you know.
Sorry, I just remembered.
Anyway, so we're gonna wrap it up. So again, the preliminaries, national competition, costume competition, which I'm really looking forward to. They're using the same guy as the voiceover. You know, that guy who did the narration. He also did the same narration for swimsuit for the open air as well. So he's coming back.
Okay.
So the last year, he pronounced the word canary as canary. And I sent him a private message on Instagram. Listen, this is the way we pronounce it here. Okay. It's canary, not canary. Where the hell? Oh, and he goes, but my boss told me to pronounce this as canary. I don't care what your boss says. It's canary, not canary.
Are you speaking about?
He stopped talking to me, bastard. Anyway.
Who is he? Rafa?
What?
The guy. What's his name?
He's Filipino. He's a Filipino radio host who works in Bangkok. He's based
Okay.
Anyway, so national costume we're look forward to, and of course the preliminaries on the 22nd. We're all going to watch it, okay? And that's the ultimate test for all the girls, okay? And they better wear their best evening gowns during the prelims, not during the finals, during the prelims, okay? Because there's no guarantee that they're going to advance to the top 20, okay? Always wear your best during the prelims. Okay, Ms. Jack.
What color do you guys want to see our girls in, Rafa?
She looks good in green. She looks good in green. Green is her color. I think.
I can only say that I know that all the girls are going to wear gold because
No, not all the girls.
I know what Miss Ireland is going to wear, rainbow colored gown for Ireland.
A color that will never fail on stage is red. It will always look good no matter what's your complexion. And it looks good on stage.
Okay.
But you know, now all of them are they want to be shiny and red and silver or a combination, you know?
Guess who you are gonna see at the finale all in red.
Hey. Woo. Wonderful. All right. So all right, it's getting late. It's like 1:25 in the morning here in Boston. So listen, I would like to thank all of my guests who joined this group discussion. As usual, every discussion is amazing. It's very entertaining. It's very informative. And it's just always fun. So I would like to thank each and every one of you guys. Ed, this is the first time that you're doing this live chat. I hope you can join us again in the future.
I held back a lot.
Okay, wonderful. George, the pageant empress, you know, I love you, darling. I love your work. I love your energy. You're just
Rafa, are we doing a second one after the finals? Can we do a second live chat after the finals from Miss Friend?
Sure, yeah, we'll do that. I think there's some other people who wants to join, like Runway. Do you remember Runway Poppy? Luis, he wants to join. He couldn't join us. Yeah, he couldn't join us today because he was like.
You should really do it before the final.
Really? Why?
I agree.
You know, after the prelims that half the girls fall and everything, we would want to discuss it.
Okay, you guys
I
want
don't
to
know.
another chat after the prelims? Because
After prelims.
Okay. That
after
works for me.
prelims? Okay, let's do
Yeah,
after prelims. Okay. All right, so people are watching, we're going to do it after prelims. All right.
By the
so-
way, may I just apologize about my ranting when it came to the contestants? I'm kind of like an OCD person and I always study everything in a small zeta. And when I don't understand it, I go ballistic, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm really sorry.
That's fine.
That's fine. No problem. Okay. Well, Brian, thank you so much for joining. And, you know, we love you. We wish you the best of luck with you and your girl, Heather Marie. Noemi, darlings. If I had known that you were not going to Vietnam, I would have invited you earlier.
Don't worry about it.
But I'm glad you're able to make it because you always add something interesting into the discussion. And Lenka, darling, thank you so much. I hope you feel better. Okay. Do you feel much better now? Okay.
I
Are you
took a
eating anything?
medication,
Are you
so
eating
I don't
anything?
feel the pain.
Because
Huh?
Are you eating anything? Because you're just as thin as Miss Grand Canada.
I know. I had a lot of stressful things happening in the past month, and I'm just not the person who is gonna run around that this and that happen. But when I stress, even when I eat, I just lose a lot of weight, and I'm trying to gain the weight right now. So that's why I don't even want to like show my face on camera, because I don't like the skinny look. I don't want the girls to think that the skinny look is the best look, you know?
Okay, that's fine. Listen, my dear Critical Beauty followers, please join us again after the prelims. I'm going to post a banner on my social media and Instagram, and also on YouTube. So tune in, and thank you to all these wonderful comments. People are saying, I love you guys. You guys are the best. Love you. Great job. Thank you. Love you. People from all over the world are literally loving us. So thank you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are. And I will see you next time. If you haven't subscribed, please do it now and follow every one of us here. Okay. Love you. We'll talk to you later. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.